Hello, everybody, to another Shock co-stream. We have a really good matchup today against the Gladiators. Before we start with that,
this is a big one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Jeff.
I'm also Jeff.
I had to do it. We have to do it.
Yeah.
It just have to. So, big match this week. Obviously, we saw Shock go 4-0 in the past 2 weeks, which is great.
Yep.
But this is also a big matchup against Gladiators.
Not to knock anybody, but I don't think Shock have faced a real team, like a tough team yet. Like Outlaws was probably the closest one, and I think a lot of people were like shocked because of how well Outlaws played their first like game. But other than that, like there hasn't been like anything competitive yet, and I think the Glads are widely considered one of the best teams. So I'm excited to see how this one goes.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a great matchup. Obviously, Outlaws are good. I think they're 3-2 this season. A lot of teams, it's actually really cool to see. A lot of teams are really close in record so far. Like, right? Like, Shock is 4-0. Obviously, this week, they only have one match. So even if they lost, they would still have the best record. But it's, like, really cool to see, like, how on the stand-ins, a lot of teams are, like, 3-2, 3-1. Like, it's a very competitive season. We saw that last year, too, right? Where it felt like you were waiting until the end of the season. Like, I think London's, like, 2-2. You know, it's definitely very, 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 very interesting to see. So I'm looking forward to the matches today because it's going to be a good one. I mean, it's just going to be a good one. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm excited. I think most to see, which we missed last week.
Yep.
Is some proper Tracer.
I mean, could happen. It could happen.
I think we're gonna see it, and it's just fun to watch. It really is fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's playing really well. Very well. So,
well, I mean, Glads are playing well, too. So, I mean, you know what, actually?
What?
Are we going to see some Kevster reverse proper Tracer battles? That's could be interesting.
I mean, Tracer battles are really fun to watch. So, will we? I don't know. Do we want to see one? Yeah. Well, listen.
I mean, like, you know, they had a good first game, you know, and they just beat London, but London looked kind of lost. I mean, if you saw the game before this, no, like,
you know, my favorite part about that
held them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, yeah, they're gonna. Well, it said Flats doesn't thing, so.
It doesn't thing. Oh, perfect. Just
see,
if it's
they weren't saying think, so you're good to go.
Yeah.
Okay?
Let off the hook.
Yeah, you're good to go.
So I've seen, actually, you know what's funny?
What?
We actually talked about it, and originally is we said I said that Ryan was S tier and Winston was S tier.
Yeah.
And then after the first week, we ended up saying, like, I think Winston's S tier, Ryan is A tier.
Yeah.
But now we've seen more Ryan. Like, I think most of the games that were played today, now it was London, and they all evolved. There's a lot more Ryan all of a sudden. Any thoughts on that? Maybe I was onto something.
I still think, as of right now, I want to say that Ryan's an A tier. I straight up just think that Winston is really strong, obviously in Overwatch 2, and we aren't right now. We're not playing the beta, so we're not going to see kind of like this progression of like, is Ryan actually S tier, right? But in these matches, I definitely think Ryan is still in that A tier and could go back to that S tier that we were talking about. But we have to see more matches. We actually saw a lot of Zarya recently too in more of the games, right? So does that mean Zarya moves up a tier? Because do we have Zarya in B tier?
I thought it's Zarya in B tier, maybe.
Yeah. So does Zarya move up to A tier? Because we're seeing Zarya be played more. The playstyle is a little bit different than Zarya that we're used to seeing. So there's definitely a lot to go as the season progresses and things like that in general. So I'm looking forward to it.
So if we see a lot of Ryan today,
yeah,
probably not out of Shock. I bet we see more Winston out of Shock than anything. But if we see some magic Ryan today, and it does well, are you willing to change your assessment?
I would say that you could probably put Ryan in the S tier if we see more Ryan being played and played well at that. Which obviously they're going to play it well, right? Like, right. But I would say yes. I still think that if we still see Winston, I think Winston will still be in that S tier because I feel like a lot of tanks just still need to. What? Oh wait.
Do you see what it says?
I can't. 1 second. Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. I did not need to know about hot dog fingers. Now I feel kind of weird now. I wish I didn't read that.
Oh, I love this. It's great. It's
Oh.
great. But yeah,
we have to do this.
We're looking at a very similar lineup. We're looking at, Shock is 4-0. And this is what we like to see out of Shock, right? Long season still. Obviously, there's going to be, if they win this matchup, I honestly, if they win this matchup, do you think Shock finishes the number 1 seed?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
think
that
so
going
too.
in beforehand, I think a lot of people were talking about APAC and how like Shanghai was probably like the best team in the league, but apparently they lost 3-0 to Fusion yesterday or the day before.
But here's the question.
So I think if Shock wins, I don't think you can say anyone else is better.
I mean, here's the question. Do you think that those teams will do better in playoffs? Because the regular season right now is about figuring out kind of how people are playing, right? I imagine some of the teams weren't initially scrimming each other, like trying to see how the meta shifts. Because I remember specifically last year, we saw some of those teams go into the playoffs and just switch their comp up. Remember for a while, it was like that Winston comp, and then out of nowhere, everybody was playing Ball Zarya.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just like middle of a match, like map 3, Ball Zarya became meta. So like,
I think Shock's built that for that. If you look at Shock's so far, like they have the depth to pretty much run almost anything they need to. So I maybe other teams come better with other comp. But I don't.
And Sam, was their
Is that a real pick?
S9 millimeter, but now
I
Sam was
mean,
also known for other things other than Genji.
We'll see.
Besides,
What I'm curious is,
Sam will be playing for now. Kevster,
can they really
Interesting.
get this match started if OBS Junkrat doesn't join to spectate?
Did OBS Junkrat just join?
No, not yet. Where's OBS
Wait, where's
Junkrat?
OBS Junkrat?
Come on!
Oh, might already be in already because like it was some time beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm interested to see this. Doomfist on both sides.
Wait, Doom versus Doom. Maybe University. This is a good matchup. University makes sense. This is one of those maps you would see different comps on for a long time.
Yeah, and also Control is just more like deathmatchy, and I feel like these comps are built much more on their fragging power. Except for the Reaper pick, actually, the Reaper pick is actually interesting, a little bit more death volley.
Yeah.
Shock, and then you can see Shock's gonna actually be more aggressive because they want to get in close. Good save from Finn right there with the self orb and then shift, barely staying alive, but they're able to really force Gladiators out.
One thing is for sure, if this is the case on University now in this map, I know a round we're probably not going to be winning. If you and I have to play Doom.
Hey, what do you mean? My team got a lot better by the end of the beta. I
Mine
don't
too,
know about
but
you.
it's still tough.
I watched some CarQ videos. I learned the techs.
True.
Oh, okay, so they get the kill on the Doomfist. That's actually the biggest pick you could have asked for because the tank roll now is so much stronger than what it used to be, but it's so much more dependent. Like if you lose that tank duel, like it's much more punishing than it used to be.
Yep, which I think is kind of what they were aiming for. Have it so the tank will be stronger, but also, there isn't two.
Oh, Renner's back already. Like that Doomfist rollout is not a joke. Like I swear he just died.
And by the way, Gladiators have gotten almost 30% of point time, like without winning those team fights.
Yep.
They straight up
just point.
Yeah. Yep. Which they're happy with that.
Oh, is this a duel? Finally, is it duel time?
It's happening.
Oh, but Proper actually does the funny ass throw.
Oh, wow. Uh-oh.
Might have been lowered from the flank visor, and they were just like finished off by Lucio. But that's kind of like the idea of holding point. Like you gotta don't forget that the point is the biggest part of this game. Like everyone, you want to get kills and you want to hold position and you want to play aggressive and everything like that. But if you don't contest that point even a little bit, even if Shock won that fight and flipped it right there, it would have been 35 to 40% on each side. But instead, Shock didn't win the fight. Now it's 18 to 65 and counting. A lot tougher.
And Shock's ult charge is not looking that good against what they have right now either. Like, if Shock doesn't win this matchup, they're going to have a decent ult advantage going to the next matchup. But so far, this is not what they want. They do trade, though. They want to get kind of off the map, even though they got killed.
Oh, but Reiner gets the big charge punch. Oh, no. That is a disastrous move right there.
You think Shock slightly disengages it?
I don't think they can. I think the proper is the last hope here. Violet goes down. Who's just coming back right away, but who's just gonna get bursted? Oh, actually gets the kill. I guess they must have chased proper because Midtown was all alone on point.
Here's my next question. Do you think that they will run Doomfist in the other two maps?
I think it's possible. This is where Outlaws showed off the Doomfist for being really good week 1.
Okay.
So I wonder if teams have practiced it and learned that it's actually really good here.
Okay. As I was wondering on.
I think the Outlaw. This was the map the Outlaws showed off the Dante Doomfist. It was actually really good. So like, you know, especially in the week 1, you know, like what are you gonna have your tank player play if they've been playing Winston for 5 years and they're one of the best Winston players almost of all time?
Yeah, you
You're
wouldn't.
gonna have them play Doomfist that is, you know, brand new. That's a big risk unless they've been playing it for a long time. Now they've had a few weeks to practice. Maybe teams are a little bit more comfortable on it. But Shock actually lose a first round of control. Nobody's surprised. Just kidding. I mean, we're a little bit surprised.
I mean, they've been pretty good at control. I mean, what? You know what? I wouldn't doubt if they switched comp. That's what I was curious about. And we see it right away. Both teams went Winston.
I feel like it's interesting. I thought they would do him at this point at least.
And it's funny because we're talking a little bit about Reinhardt, and like we usually will see like Ryan comps on that map. Ryan wasn't played. Doomfist is the tank that we're seeing being played on those maps where we would normally see Ryan. On University, for example.
That's actually a fair point, but I would, yeah, because it is control.
Yes.
I think Reinhardt on control is a little bit tougher than probably Doomfist. So I think you actually make a good point there. But this is actually, I thought, one of the best Doomfist points, at least when we saw the Outlaws play it. So interested to see how they're gonna play this with the Winston comps instead.
Well, it looks like both teams pretty much realized, like, you know,
big kill from Proper.
Oh, what just happened? A lot
Proper
happened.
got 1, but wait, it's even again. It's 2-2. Oh my God, Proper.
There's that 1v1 you wanted to see.
Kyle and Proper actually just hard carried. Wait, what?
Let us know that. And
Wait, they actually killed everybody pretty much by themselves. That was wild.
Shock will take that. Much better first team fight for Shock. Obviously, they weren't able to do that on the last map. Well, they did, but they didn't get the percentage, and that percentage kind of changed that map overall, right? It was like a 30% difference. So, overall, it looks like Shock's going to have a little bit more ult charge right now. I think they have probably Pulse first, but we're seeing this on Overwatch 2, by the way. Which, I mean, I don't think I mind this. There isn't ults going to the second fight. You basically have two almost like team fights where there isn't many else.
How aggressive Kyle's going here. Oh my God, like
Oh, yeah.
holding W in on Soldier, just no fear.
Yep. And this is the not nerfed version of Soldier. So there's a little bit, it's still that max damage, 20, you know, per shot instead of 18. The ultimate still doesn't headshot, all that stuff. So, but how do you feel about that? Having most first and second team fights not having ultimates?
Well, I actually think that it's way better for the game overall, right? Like, I actually saw, I don't know if you've seen the clip, but the Seagull went back to Overwatch 1 after playing 2, and everyone, it was overtime for like 2 minutes, everyone built their ult twice, you know, and it's like, it's so much less entertaining. It's basically everyone just sits there to farm tanks, farm the 600 HP targets until you get your ultimates, you know, and then you just pop your ultimates. Everyone hits Q. It's not as impactful because everyone has them. So now it's much more timing and much more like you have to be conservative with it and look for the perfect opportunity instead of, okay, I just built ult in 15 seconds. Let me hit it again.
Out of curiosity, if they just added like that tank passive to all tanks right now in Overwatch 1, would that change ult charge?
Oh, of course it would change ult charge, but it would still be much faster. Like it would, just because there's 2 tanks.
Yeah, which makes sense. I was just curious on like how that would look in a lot of them.
Because Hog has it right now.
Hog does.
You
still build ult pretty quickly. Yeah, you still build it. Yeah. By the way, Shock has been playing well.
Well, Shock's not giving up point again. Like that was actually a great fight where they disengaged. Like Shock's been doing a lot lately and disengaging, but they didn't let them flip this time.
And they got Ana.
No free percentage, which is what I wanted to see.
I mean, I think they might just be able to win this. There's no healers. This has been a much better round.
Here we go. Kevster versus Prop. Here we go. Come on.
Oh,
Kevster recalled it and the whole team is dead.
Yep.
Okay. I want to see the clean 1v1. I'm excited for it at some point.
Here's the thing. Maybe Shock just isn't quite good at their Doomfist comp yet. Like, if they
That's
want to
enough
do it and they
fans
know that if they
continue to
practice it
exchange
now,
blows.
it's going to be
See
really
that
good for when they
since
get
Galoosh.
deeper into, like, the tournaments or into the
I think-
matches.
I think both
So they're
of
doing
our
that no
lads
matter
here
what
may
on
have been,
University, and,
slightly
you know, maybe they change that up come,
misrepresenting the case. It's
you know,
okay.
playoffs.
Some
But
alternative news
it
coming
seems
out
like a
of
lot
these
of teams are
maintains.
committing to
But
Doomfist on that
one of the
map.
things I
You're going to be
really love about
Doomfist,
here
and,
is how
you know,
Proper
Shock
is
is going to
very
have to
good
improve that. At the
doing
same time, like I said,
pulse them into
you take away
recall
30% away
combos. One of the
from
things that Proper's very
Gladiators and
good
give that
at is
30% to Shock there, that's 70% to
Proper misses
70%,
the
and that's a
pulse
way
down.
different match on
It's
first round.
generally close
Like,
enough,
Gladiators
but
got
it's gonna
30% without even winning the team
movement
fight.
away from the area
And
where
that was
Proper
huge.
is, obviously, 'cause no
Shock could have
one's
had way
going
more
to
time, and those
but
fights could have
Proper
gone way different.
realizes that that
Something we definitely learned on that
entails
one.
Well, also,
a
Winston,
player
like,
strafing in a straight
historically has
line
never
rather
been
than
good on
the
that point.
AD
So
spam that
I think
keeps
you
people
actually
alive
nailed
in
it with
Overwatch
the
and allowing for an
you don't
easy
run Ryan, you
down
run
with
Doomfist
Tracer
now on
and
that
finish
point.
of the kill. And that's
Yep,
something that
Winston
Proper
versus Winston
uses
again.
to their advantage to almost
Not really a big
guarantee
surprise here.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
the
where
high
I thought
ground.
Winston was going to get run anyways.
I agree.
So I think Finn got on the elevator
Shock is just making the first move on a lot of these, and I think Reiner's going to get collapsed on. The bubbles keep from being able to heal him when he gets out. If he tries to get out,
Well, I think
plays him out.
but the trade kind of goes in favor of Gladiators initially because they got Ana. Right now, obviously, there's no tank either. So I'm curious to see how the team fight goes because they're doing a good job at disengaging anyway, even when they don't have as much heal. So it's interesting. They're going to play it safe for now and then kind of go from there. This right click is actually really cool. The more and more I played Winston, the right click on Winston's amazing.
This
And I
is
play
the old
Winston
right
now.
click. This is the one where it does 20 ammo instead of 10
Yeah,
or
the
12
ammo is
ammo.
going to be amazing. Ooh, they wait and they get the pick right away.
I actually didn't even see that engage, but Kevster's going for Finn now in the back, but they were already waiting for their Ana. They needed their Ana bad. They weren't going to let her die again.
Look at this flank. It might work. Okay, I was going to say.
Do you like the? I like the collapsing so much because, like, I think one of the biggest complaints from people in 5v5 was, right, like, you heard it from a lot of people, was like, who's going to peel for me on support, right? Like, I think we're seeing the first look of what peel is going to look like now, and it's no longer just your off tank. There's no more arguing at your off tank like, Diva, come peel, I need help. Like, you know, and your Diva doesn't show up or your Zarya doesn't bubble, you yell at them and everyone gets mad. That's not a thing anymore. Everyone's got to turn around. Everyone's got to help together. Like, the soldier just turned around to peel, you know? Like, that's new era of Overwatch.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing, like, it's like they're almost kind of playing dive on any hero. There's like, we're going to all run back to our teammates, we're going to heal our teammates, but obviously that might change, though. That could shift when we see that patch. Maybe Soldier isn't played as much. Then what's going to be played? Probably...
Sojourn.
I mean, that could be it, and you're right, you can still peel the same way. You can use that AoE around your teammates. It can be used defensively.
Look at this disengage. Like, they knew they were coming. They've heard the Tracer blink from behind.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw that. Kevster was setting up for the dive, and they all left immediately because Reiner had already planned to jump top, and they just weren't there when they got there.
I think what is so good right now about the way Shock plays, they got it to 70%, is they are committed to playing together on every team fight. Like, if you look at them, they are running in together no matter what hero they're on. That's really cool. And like we're seeing with Ana now, with the way that the support passive is now, Ana can be more aggressive with those nades. So you hit one good nade and just play aggressive in a death ball. And now that you don't have that second tank, like for example, the Diva isn't being played, you can get way more value. Different playstyle.
Yeah, and I think Vlad's going to try to hold this high ground because Python's been doing really well on the Soldier.
Yep.
And I think that yep, here it comes. Kluger's going to try to force them out. He's got Primal coming. There's got to be a meme somewhere. If you guys haven't made the Kalush sleeping on Winston meme yet somewhere, I put that in the deck somewhere to start working on that.
They already did.
Oh, okay, they did. All right, cool.
100%.
because I feel so bad because I've been there. I am typically that Winston who gets slept on cooldown like that. I feel the pain.
No, they already did. I think after week 1, they already did that.
God, I mean, well, that's the power of Ana. You know, that's the power of these supports, and they haven't actually got the buff supports yet. This is, I think people sometimes forget, this is the original patch supports. This isn't the, like, 5 buffs they got down the road.
Hear me
So,
out. Ana's still really strong.
Yeah, if the supports are winning fights, like, solo on their cooldowns, I am scared but also excited to see what happens when they see these more advanced buffs to the support role.
Also, Gladiators are playing.
Oh, the stick.
Wow.
Oh my god, that was nasty.
I mean, Shock has to make a quick play right now, otherwise
Shock
that
can't,
might be
yeah,
it.
they cannot disengage. And they don't have ults either. They proper might
Wow.
get pulse bomb. I don't think Kalush is. I think Kalush is dead. Yeah, Kalush is dead here.
The only thing
Look
that
at
could.
Kester.
Oh,
Oh my god, he's just rolling. He's actually just insane.
To wait for overtime to finish. Proper's on
Woo!
highway side. He'll keep the
I actually can't believe that. That was.
right behind. And there's still two
Oh my
coming
god.
from spawn from
Like, that was just dirty. You can't even be mad.
Nope.
So Reiner getting slept as well. Wait, the pulse
Wait,
bomb.
wait.
Wait. Proper into the pulse bomb. You need a touchstone. Oh
Is there anything else coming
Nano
up?
Kevster. That is terrifying.
Wow.
That is terrifying.
Wow. What a first map. What a first map. I mean, that's all I can say about that. Obviously, we're looking for Shock to win that, but like, good first map by them.
Yeah, well, at least you can go into your, you can dig into the folder and pull out the last year's control, Shock lose on control meme. You know what? It's very easy. It's a reusable asset. Boom.
There we go. Yeah, exactly.
But it was so close, though.
It was
close.
That was a good match. I mean, I love watching good matches. Obviously, we want Shock to win, but I love seeing like just a good match right there. That was tough, and I think my guess is Shock will probably play better on this next map. I think the university map kind of really makes that a little bit, I guess, tougher.
It was that first round was realistically like, I think that Shock could have probably played a little bit better with like point contests to not give up the free percentage.
Yeah.
That last map was it was so close. Anyone could have won that. That Shock could have
100%.
flipped that easily, and Gladiators could have flipped that. And either way, like that last map was a toss up. I think that first map was just like, I think you might be right. There's like they're trying the Doomfist comps. They're trying to get better at it. I think Doomfist is probably the best pick there. And even if they're not totally ready for it yet or the most comfortable on it yet, it's still the strongest comp to run. And in the long run, it'll be better to work on it now and play it now than try to shy away from it and make Winston work when Winston historically has never been good on that point.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And I think they'll keep practicing, getting better at that throughout the weeks and the scrims. And, a lot could change in that amount of time, too, with tanks and how they play. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hey, buddy.
Yep.
How you doing?
What's
I'll be right back. He's saying, hello, how's it going?
He's going to take
What's
your
going
chair.
on? He might try to, but let me see. He might be hungry, too. Are you hungry? Oh, yeah, he's hungry. Okay, I'll be back 1 second.
Is it Sully snack time?
It might be. I'll be right back 1 quick second. I'm going to let you take over for a second, Flats. You got this. And I'll be right back. Come on, buddy. You hungry? Come on.
All right, well, he goes and feeds Sully before Sully actually this was a whole ploy the entire time to steal his chair. Pour some of your fountain drink out for the Shock's first loss on Control of 2022. But that's okay, though, because, like, it's the funny loss. It's at least in the past a historical, it's a historical one. It's just, you're just trying to bring back good vibes of the past, But realistically, it was just that first point. But I think the biggest winner is everybody at home, because it's fun to watch good Overwatch. Yeah, as much as you want to watch the 3-0s over and over and over, these are the ones that are a little bit more exciting, and you remember them later. And I mean, Glads are good. You can tell. Like, they have a lot of veterans like Kevster, but they have rookies like Reiner that are really, really, really good. And Shock being a team of pretty much all rookies except Violet, have something to prove, Being a 4-0 team looking to beat arguably one of the best teams in the West right now. It's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a hard-fought game. I think if there's any game we're going to see that's going to be a 3-2, it's probably going to be this one. This is probably going to be the one that'll be a 3-2 game, to say the least. But remains to be seen. Also, maybe, you know what? Maybe we get like a snack time for Sully during these in between the queues, so he doesn't drag him away too often. maybe we can talk to Shock about getting that.
I'm back.
Welcome back. What did he end up? He wanted a snack, or is he hungry?
Oh yeah, he just wanted a snack.
Nice.
He is good to go.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I was gonna take bets if he was gonna try to come back and steal your seat or not.
100%. Oh, he will.
Just a ploy.
Yeah, no, he will. It's like a win-win for him.
Well, how many chairs are behind you now? 3 or 2?
No, just one.
Does everybody know about that? How you have to switch chairs all the time because Sully steals your chair?
I think it's because the chair. I don't know. He just. Sometimes we just switch chairs.
There's a whole cat tree. There's multiple things for him back there. No, he wants your chair.
Yeah. Yep. He'll take it too. He's like,
what are your thoughts on
this is my chair.
What are your thoughts on this going 3-2?
Like the final score, very possible. I think it really depends on how. I imagine they're playing push still. So the push map feels kind of like it could be 50-50. I think Shock, in theory, should take the next match. So it could definitely go 3-2. It really depends how push goes. Obviously, I mean, it could become a 3-0. It could become a 3-1. It could be any of that. But I think a 3-2, especially the way these teams play, is very feasible. I think it's going to come out of the maps. One thing we're noticing that maps can definitely make a difference on that too. So.
Oh, I'm seeing that AMPM has snacks. Maybe we can get some Sully snacks.
Ooh.
Some
I
Sully
think you'd like
snacks.
that. I think you would like that.
What is Sully's favorite snack?
Honestly, I don't know. He doesn't really. I don't know, actually.
Doesn't have a favorite snack?
No, I don't think he has a favorite snack.
Fair enough.
Maybe we'll have to figure it out.
Maybe we try some different things and see what he likes.
That could work.
Yeah, I think
That could work.
key is part of this whole series. I mean, we have so many
No
high
swaps here,
quality
actually.
players, as
Interesting. I
well,
thought we'd see
mentioned.
Sam come in here.
I really can't pick up like one weak link, but it came
Must be
down
the
to
soldier.
the
Soldier's
Did you
that
see the-
good, huh?
Did you see the Shock tweet?
No, what was... Hang on, let me go look.
I think it just came down to trying to
You'll
force
see.
these 4v5 fights, and that's where that confidence needs to be
See.
mentioned. That's something we brought up in the pre-show.
They were ready. They were ready.
Also need to know when to back down. Both these teams have been talking
Okay, that was... All right, you know what?
They
That
were
was pretty
ready.
good.
including some ratios being thrown around. Some C
All right, you know what?
undeserved
Respect.
C9s.
Yeah.
I appreciate the commitment to the meme.
They were ready.
Of Manhattan now. Both these teams have been to Manhattan or Midtown specifically.
We're definitely going to see the Soldier comp again. I thought Genji actually we'd see more of it, because we saw it the first couple weeks, but I guess Soldier really is that good, huh?
Are we seeing a Midtown right now?
We are seeing some Midtown, and I was
There he is.
wrong.
Really good.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a crack.
I was wrong. We're actually not
for
going to
San
see
Francisco Shock.
Soldier.
We're seeing the OBS Junkrat has arrived.
Wait, did OBS Junkrat just pop in?
They are here. They are here.
Oh, all right, you know what? Now it's a winnable game.
Now Shock is ready to play. OBS Junkrat wasn't there for the first map. They arrived on the second map a little bit late. Now we're good to go.
We needed the star player for the Shocks.
You'll see. I'm telling you,
OBS
Shock is gonna.
Junkrat.
I don't think it's gonna be a 3-2 now. Shock is probably gonna win 3 in a row now. You just see that?
But it does mean that if you
OBS Junkrat is here.
We're saved. We're
Okay, let's go.
I wonder, do you think this is a quick recon arrow pick and then they swap, or are they actually committing to this?
Maybe it's good for this map.
Nope. It's a quick one.
Proper's on the tracer. And by the way, if you say proper,
Interesting. I wonder. You know what? That is actually probably a throwback to what the scrims have looked like the past couple weeks, because some teams were probably holding the front, and they realized they could swap Widow out of spawn for very low effort and for high value, look for a pick, and then go back and swap. So teams have stopped holding that corner.
They're the part of the map where nobody really knows exists yet. But you started to figure it out
still
towards the
don't
end of
know
the beta. yeah.
I lost somebody down that hallway because I didn't know it existed.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, where did they go? I went up the stairs
where
to that
is
building.
this?
Yeah, wow, like, this is actually kind of incredible to watch. I haven't seen anyone hold the attacker side spawn like this before. Good sleep on Reiner. Oh, proper wakes up Reiner though.
That's exactly what I do, but on Diva. I do even less damage.
Wait, but Finn kills him.
Yep.
Wait, what?
I think it's a 3v3
Wait,
right
Finn
now.
is nuts. Is it still? Did Kalush go down? Is Kalush still up in this fight?
Oh.
I think Kalush might have died.
It was down. I think it's a 3v3.
Yes, Kalush
They're
did
going to
die.
back away for a second because they can get spawn. Okay, here they are. This is interesting.
The positioning here of Shock is so good. Like, they have to kind of go into their house to fight them. At the same time, though, they have to push out to point. Oh, Kevster's getting violent. A little bit of trouble. But it looks like Shock was actually cleaning up on the other side. So, Kevster, you can't do it all by yourself, man.
Yep, unlucky. All right. That was an interesting strategy. We definitely have seen how that plays out a little bit more now. Because one of the things about Midtown is you don't really know where you want to go yet on that map. And that's what I was talking about too. People were like, hey, what was your favorite map? A lot of it's going to change over time because once these maps get figured out, it happened with Eichenwald for a long time where you had Eichenwald was tough. I mean, they obviously changed Eichenwald for a little bit, but like until you figured it out, it was tough. And then a lot of people ended up loving the map.
Fun fact for those here, that door opens up on its own and pushes through like Eichenwald, so that's why you're seeing Shock get off the cart there for a second.
Yep. A lot of maps have that. Third Point Dorado, another part of the map that does that. It has to go through the whole, like...
That's arguably one of the farthest distances, though, that I've seen. Because it pulls out of the station, goes straight a little bit, then the door's open, then it comes through. Like, that's probably, like a good 8 to 12 seconds, I'd say.
They probably want to do that. That way teams can play, like, set up for the next team fight, rather than just all sit on cart. Like, it's like, hey, eventually I think... I wouldn't doubt it if most maps have that. Or have that type of style with it.
Good beat from Violet, making sure they can't get pushed into this corner, but... that was so... You know when you see like a team kill possibility, and then they hit the nade.
That's just me when I soldier ult every time.
You don't even get that far.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I don't get to the point where they nade me, though. I just get one shot immediately. Like,
you hit Q and die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I can hear, like, half of the voice line.
He's never heard the full voice line.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, it does feel bad.
I actually, you can tell, and I think maybe it's just because I'm like a little bit of an Overwatch nerd, but it's very interesting to watch how different teams have started to hold maps over these past 3 weeks of Overwatch League. Because you've started to realize how teams have started to learn so much on Reiner's dead. Oh, the 9! You see him like rock forward?
Yeah.
That's the 99 rage. Like, no, I had it. Because you know that they would have probably had a much better fight there, but instead Shock win off the huge sleep.
Well, one thing too, by the way, you have to remember is a lot of teams had to adjust to the new play style. So a lot of like the first couple weeks were playing like the 5v5, getting used to the new balance changes, what's gonna work. So when it came to maps, it was more like they would go these like default styles on it. And now that they've gotten more comfortable on these comps and how they want to play, now they can look at these maps and make different plays based off of that. Especially when they have to watch
I love getting a big pick on Kevster. That is
it's
honestly the best pick you probably could have got right now. And here comes the big visor. That is gonna secure them the point. I will be surprised if this doesn't secure them the point.
Also, I want to point out we're seeing a lot of like players using the ping system now, which I started to in my Overwatch 1 games today. I started to realize like, damn, I wish I had ping right here because.
Yep, I've been realizing that too.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I think the Shock wins this 100%. Did Gladiators didn't commit anything, right? They committed. Wait, they actually committed. No, they didn't. They actually committed nothing. Maybe Pulse Bomb, but.
Yep.
Yeah, they're very easily Shock's point, but I think they got beat out, so I think Gladiators considers that a win. But this third point, this is probably one of the hardest points to attack, I've realized, but also defend at the same time. I know it makes no sense, but I'm interested to see how they hold this.
I think Shock is.
Yes, this high ground. I thought this high ground was so important, but like didn't know how to really hold it that well. It looks like they've identified it as the same thing. They want to hold this and force them to come up and take the fight with them. But at the same time, though, especially on the dive, it's so tough to push them out here.
You know, it's one of those high grounds that kind of plays like second point Eichenwald, where it's good to hold it and you want to hold it, and then you know where you want to hold it, but once they get to a certain spot, you don't know what you want to do. Because like you're like, okay, do I rotate here? What do I do? But not quite as
in 2 weeks. I bet we see in 2 to 3 weeks, the teams have a very like nailed down strat on how to hold this point. Because you can see it starting to develop. They kind of have an idea, but they're not like totally committed to it yet. They know what kind of works, but not really sure why. Totally, like as if in Overwatch 1, but we'll see. Also, big sleep. That sleep actually might win them the point here.
They ended up.
They still got 1 pick out of it.
Yeah.
That was Nano Visor for 1 kill?
I mean, Shock will take that.
Of course.
At the same time, Gladiators might take that too, because if you can win a team fight off of 1 pick, it gives you more L charge opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I think Shock have realized that they're not gonna win this fight and they're just backing off. But
Yep. Oh, hi, buddy.
Finn is another sleep here on Reiner. Wait, Reiner's actually popping it early. Oh, he's looking for collusion. Oh, Shock's collusion to their own team.
Yeah.
But I wonder, was that worth it? Was the whole Primal kill worth getting one tank kill where they were already resetting? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I'm not so sure too.
I think this is Shock's fight to win. They have the ultimates. I think that when Kaluj gets back, they're gonna force this Winston off. They don't have. He doesn't have Primal. You can't do that. You can't go in 1v4 anymore. Like,
Nope.
you don't like the game is you know, it's changed and you're a lot tankier now. But you can't 1v4 a backline and 2 DPS. That still hasn't changed.
They want to be aggressive though, and I think a lot of teams are trying to figure that out.
The Nano and Beat though on Shock's side, I think this is Shock's fight to win as long as they get these ultimates online. And who do they Nano? Do they Nano Kaluj? Is Kaluj sleeping again? He might be sleeping.
Looks like it.
Yeah, I think Kaluj is asleep somewhere. Proper's going. Oh, Proper has identified Kevster as a big problem. He's got to kill him. Oh, and Violet Proper ended up getting Kevster, which is huge.
Huge pulse bomb though. Reiner's already half HP. They can definitely take it.
It's Kaluj's
They can get
revenge
soldier
arc
points.
time. There it is.
Huge. Huge.
Revenge arc has now happened.
This is an interesting team fight.
Look at this Primal though. The Primal is actually. Oh, but the Primal runs out, and the Visor's coming out better. Uh-oh. Wait, but Kaluj gets the big kill. Kaluj is gonna die though here in a second. Too much damage.
This
Oh,
is
that was
unbelievable
so close.
team fight.
I think if that Primal had hit one small boop on the Lucio on the way by, they would have capped. Like that I literally watched it. It was this close.
Yep.
It was this close.
Also, looks like we both were correct.
We were?
I'm gonna go grab the chair. Be back in a second.
Oh. I was like, wait a minute. Why is there a chair arm behind you?
Holding it just at the end here
Oh.
of the Grand Central Terminal. And I think that it all came down to Shu being ferried out pretty fast by Funny Astro. I think that Funny Astro actually waited a couple of moments
go.
in spawn
Now you have a
to
chair
allow Shu
again.
to return a touch
I'm
more
here.
quickly.
So does he
And then
ever
Shu had a huge
kick you
amount
out of that
safe
chair?
space to
Oh,
try and shoot
pigeons.
from, because
Yes,
if you think about
100%.
the angles coming out of that defensive
100%.
spawn, in order
Wait,
for
where are
us
their
to
feet
do
though? Did you just see?
into
Wait a
that
minute.
area,
What?
I've got
The
to
feet
kill
were in the
there
ground.
physically, which means leaving the cart and making it much more difficult to distance.
That was a really good
defenders with
attack though, I think. I haven't
they
seen
learn
enough
what
of
that's
Midtown, but I
what
feel like that was really good.
Extend beyond the 90-degree
I feel like
Yeah,
that
that
was
last
really
point's really tough. It's a lot like Circuit Royale. That
Yep.
third point's tough to hold and take. I mean, tough to take. But like that seriously came down to like if Kaluj just clipped the Lucio on the way by, will go like primaling the soldier off point. I think they would have capped that.
Yep. It was. I think it was one of those things where like they were so low, so they didn't really know what they wanted to do. Like they didn't really know how they wanted to play that.
Quiz you.
So
I'm pretty sure
that's what ended up happening.
Kev's just been insane to stall, and not only do damage but stalling out. Like he stalled out there for so long that brought the Lucio back and brought back Reiner. It was enough to really keep their team in it.
Yep.
And 0.1 meters to cap, it really made the difference.
This has been very well played.
Well, here we go. We're seeing teams take that far right side. I guess that's the new way to play the map.
Yep. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what teams are doing. Because I feel like if you go the other way, you get stuck in that small doorway, bottom right. If you go in the train, then that's not going to go well.
Proper's gonna end up dying here, but gets Funny Astro, so I think that's worth. No, but
Depends if they
Kevster
trade
gets
on
Proper.
Ryder. If they trade here, then it's going to be good.
Nah, it was a good anti.
Yeah.
Oh, but Kevster gets Kaluj.
Oh, no.
Kevster's rolling. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Someone check this, man.
See if they can recontest. Kilo is creeping around.
I want to point out he took the
I mean, it
cat
feels
tower
like
now.
the capture points take a little bit
Decided
longer
that.
now.
Took your chair and then took the cat tower?
And you can
Yeah.
see that Kilo is poised
Just
for
taking
this,
everything, huh?
actually blinks away in the end. And that actually opened
Yep.
with Kevster
That's where he is
killing
now.
Kilo very early. You can see that reflected in Kilo's ult charge as
Fair
well.
enough.
Did not get to survive in the midst of a
I'll grab my chair after.
And this
I think
is a
Shock need to
real
get an
challenge
answer
Kilo
for
going up
Kevster
against
a little bit.
veteran
Yeah,
Tracer
I mean,
who really understands their
This has
limits.
been tough so far. I still think it's very winnable for Shock, especially with that third point. This second point is going to be important, though. They need to buy at least 3 minutes, in my opinion.
Kevster plays or is playing a little bit differently than also Kyler and Proper. They actually changed roles.
Yeah, it looks like Proper's on Soldier now.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting on that one.
I wonder why.
Well, I guess they have that flexibility. They're both hit scan players, but maybe they change their playstyle here a little bit because Kevster doesn't seem to be working with Reiner as much as Collusion and Kylo are. It's more of like Kevster, when Reiner gets slept antied and all his cooldowns used on him, he goes back and kills the supports.
Yep.
Reiner dies, but Kevster ends up killing their supports, and it ends up being worth it in the end. There's like a different playstyle, but it works.
Which is what's fun about that 1v1 is that like you have 2 different playstyles, but they both can work.
Oh, this
Huge
is a big
play.
visor. Oh my
Okay.
god, that's a big visor.
And that's a minute off the clock already for Shock. So that's what I'm talking about. They need to be able to buy a bunch of time on second here to give them an opportunity on third, or just hold second. But I think that might be difficult with ult advantages. But they used 1 ultimate there. Right? One combo. They have 3 ultimates to go here. I wouldn't doubt if they start playing really aggressive now, because if they play aggressive, they can force ults out of Gladiators, and they
Did
can
you
buy
notice
more
that?
time.
Did you notice Violet and Proper were off like Narnia looking around for something? It was Kevster slipped away. They looked for Kevster. They didn't notice he went behind them. Now they get the free cart push because Kevster was able to slip in from underneath, so they can't really contest that right now. They want to hold their positioning.
Yep.
Here comes the Nano Winston. Oh, he couldn't get it off. He couldn't get it off. Collusion disrupted
Oh
it.
no.
Oh, so they go for the Nano Visor
Nice
instead.
beat
But
time.
the beat might be enough. Doesn't look like it yet.
I don't-
Oh, it's not enough.
Damn.
Wow, that Nano Visor cuts through that beat like actual hot knife through butter. That was insane.
Oh wow.
Wow. You can really tell that Soldier is strong.
I think there might be a chance.
No,
They
I
go-
don't think
no,
so.
they're not going
No,
for it.
They're
Yeah,
not,
they're
going to
not
contest this.
All right. Wait, they did.
I think it's wait. I think it get cleaned up now, actually. I guess trying to get a little bit more time off the clock. I don't think they were committed to win that fight.
Wow.
So this part of the map is the hardest to cap easily, but if you notice, Glads have gotten a better hold on that high ground than when Shock was originally attacking it because they died late there. So I wonder if it's going to be a little bit tougher for them to force them out. Actually, Kluge does a good job here. Kevster's looking for the backline again. Kevster's looking for the backline again.
That's Pulse too.
Yep.
Oh, this is interesting. I don't really know what's going to happen here. I think this is going to be kind of a standstill for a bit.
Yeah, I think Kaluja got forced to use Primal a little earlier than he wanted to. So I think the Glads are just trying to wait out these ults because yeah, they didn't get anything big there with the visor. And the Nano was
What a disengage. A huge
Finn is sleeping their Reiner cooldown.
What a play by Proper.
Yep. Not even the Nano visor, just Nano Soldier. Oh my god.
This is going to be interesting.
The Ana pick is so strong. Like, realistically, the Anas have been honestly some of the biggest difference makers in all of these games.
Do you think Shock plays more aggressive here now?
I don't know if they play more aggressive, but I definitely want to hold that top high ground a little bit more. They give it up.
Yep.
Where's Kalusha? Do you see where Kalusha is right now?
Ooh.
You don't see him right now.
Oh! Proper with the pick.
He actually got rolled. He was like full HP. Did you see that? He just got bursted.
I think they were trying to help Kilo on the side there, and then it just so happened to get them at the exact same time. That was a really, really good timing. Shock's happy with that. This is the 1v1 you're talking about, by the way. It's been 1v1 on the side the whole time. They want to control that room, but they can't give up the middle because they know they'll lose that part of the map.
I wonder if that's why they swapped Tracers, because Proper plays more with the team and Kylo gets more of the 1v1s. I wonder if that's like the reason. Oh, but Kevster gets the win on the duel.
As you say that.
This is dangerous territory because they don't really have a whole lot of time. Oh,
Oh no.
Kaluj did
Kaluj
not
got
get
slept.
Primal. He got slept.
He had it, but he couldn't use it. Oh no.
They've still got some time though, but who's got to touch first? Because Reiner can. Oh, the Primal. Oh man.
a series point.
That sleep on Kaluge actually, like, that's what I mean, is the support plays are genuinely what are winning these fights.
That's
More than
sleep.
anything.
That's sleep.
Sleep just won them the whole game.
Was a
The whole
difference
round.
maker. Well, we better hope we get that 3-2 now, because we've had 2 really close matches, but Gladiators has just played really well.
Mm-hmm.
They've just played really well.
It's these support plays. The support
Yeah.
plays are the big difference
Yep.
maker right now. On both sides.
Switch out my chair now very quickly.
Wait, what do you got? Oh, he's getting his chair. Oh. Like, Finn has had some crazy sleeps, but, like, you know, I think that the Ana is just the biggest difference maker on both sides right now. It's the sleep darts realistically are shutting down big ultimate plays, especially from the tank role. I'm interested to see if they're gonna somehow adapt and maybe keep from their Ana shutting down Kaluja's plays half the time, because he spends half the game asleep with these sleep darts. Because it's tough to do. You can only block so much with a single bubble, and half the time the Ana can just walk into it and sleep you. So tough decision to make. But I think that right now, realistically, that's the biggest difference maker is these support plays.
I will say that if Kaluge doesn't get slept there, I think that's a different outcome for that next minute. And it could still be in Gladiator's favor, but I feel like Kaluge would have had enough time to use that ultimate, and then at that point, Gladiators can't play that aggressively, and I think it's a lot closer. I mean, that's what's come down to. You're not wrong. Which means that could easily change in this next match, right? That could easily change.
Attack Visor is actually a nerf for proper because it doesn't headshot.
As of right now, correct. Obviously, that does change in the next patch, if they use that patch. So in the next patch, it does headshot, but in the current one, it doesn't.
True. I think that stays. I don't think they get rid of that. I think they
I don't
like
think
that
so
change.
I think you're going to see that a lot of changes in Overwatch with that. I think they're going to make the ultimates have a little bit more like excitement to them, and you're going to see different, like, you know, fun things like the Zen kick. So, yeah.
God, the Zen kick is going to be brutal.
I'm
It's gonna be
curious.
brutal. Well, I mean, we're already seeing the Anas, how impactful they are, right, on those dives and whatnot. You throw a Zen into the mix who can boot people off the map. That's nuts.
Yep.
Emongg, have you been working out? Wait, what is this?
What? Yeah, what can I say?
You,
Yeah.
you got something to tell us?
Yeah, it's been working out. Definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Wearing this new Shock shirt. Yep.
Yeah, and what about the shirt?
It's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. You heard it here first. The Shock shirt. It's great. Get one today.
Yeah. There you go. Yep, absolutely. You know, what can I say?
I liked it better when they talked about hot dog fingers. Anyways.
Yeah. Great.
Do we see Proper or Kylo play Tracer here next map?
I don't know.
Paul.
I'm trying to think, like, they seem to play fine on whoever's on what role. You're not wrong. It's come down to a lot of individual plays that, like, for example, the first map, I think Shock has a good chance of winning that on the third round. Kevster hits a pulse bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Like, on Ana. That's it. Great play. You know, if that doesn't hit, then that's a different team fight.
This is getting too meta at this point.
Hey. So,
Oh.
wait, what map are we on next? I think it was like Route 66.
Is it Route 66?
I think so.
You mean New Dorado? Because it's nighttime?
You know what I'm not seeing a lot of?
What?
Genji.
Well, we haven't seen any Genji.
Yeah.
Oh, what is
Ooh,
this? Florida Mayhem stuff? Wait, what?
By the way, what did you think of all like the new sprays they added? Or what was it to the game?
The homestand stuff?
Yeah, the OWL ones. They were so cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was one that wasn't cool, but I won't say that. They were all like super unique. I was like, wait, what? These are actually all so good. And then there was one I was like, wait, what? Well, like all of them were great. Like, you know, to add those to hype up the homestands. And are you gonna go to any homestands?
I mean, I don't know. Are there any that are close to us?
I have no clue. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think.
I don't think there's any that are close to us. I think if they had one close, I might go because I did enjoy going to the NYXL one a couple years back.
Yeah.
Like, but those were fun. They were actually a really, really good time. So I don't know.
You know, I had to help plan one, and I never got to be a part of it because it was before COVID.
Yeah.
So I never got to go.
Oh, I think I was gonna go to that one.
The Boston one?
Yeah, the Boston one. Yeah, because I was gonna go because why not? It was literally like we're in Mass, so might as well go.
Yep. So I've never been actually. Maybe that's.
I enjoyed them. I thought they were. I thought they were very fun. I just don't know if they're gonna have any near us. That is, there's a lot happening. I just don't think there's gonna be any.
Yeah, there's one that's coming up in Arlington.
I think there's one in Texas coming up. Yeah, early June.
Early June.
Yeah.
Is there like a schedule for those somewhere?
I don't know. There probably is. I just haven't seen it yet. Let me see. 2022 homestand schedule. OWL.
OBS Junkrat started spectating.
Junkrat. Okay, listen. That's a good sign.
San Francisco Shock all
That's a good sign.
They've been undefeated. They've been 4-0. The Gladiators only lost a reverse sweep. Some may say
that is a good sign.
But hey, the egos
Shock has to. So you're just joining us. Shock has to win this map. Shock did not win this map. They will lose the series.
Maybe more Tracer Soldier as we'll wait to see what the offense want to run with. But
well, I hope they win all three.
Any follow up yet on the homestands, or is there nothing?
I googled it and it just gave me the Overwatch League schedule, and that's where that was. That was it.
You know, it's probably they're probably just starting to do it now, so there probably isn't like a formal thing yet.
I wouldn't doubt it if we get ones that are announced later on either.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I know the
think
Texas
DC, Washington did a bunch, or at least they try to do a bunch season 3. So I would assume they might have it, but I don't know if we'll have any that's that close to us.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the Widow pick. Oh, that was so close. I'm gonna stick with it actually. Wait, what?
Oh. No, they're gonna switch.
Never mind.
Ash though, by the way.
Interesting. I actually kind of like the Ash pick.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much Ash this map. They're actually running Brig. Wait, they made a change. They're running on a Brig.
Running on a. I think that's to deal with Kevster more than anything.
Yep. Let's see how it goes.
The Brig realistically isn't as effective against dive as it used to be, but the AoE heals is the key. The AoE heals during the downtime when Kevster needs to reload is massive.
Oh, 100%. It's definitely an interesting change because we haven't seen this much. But it might actually work in their favor because if Kevster has to change up his playstyle at all, that could change how this is played.
Is this our first look at dive versus count or anti-dive that we've seen?
At least with Shock, if I'm correct. Have they ran Brig before? I don't remember. I think they did one map.
Maybe, but this is... I don't remember.
Curious to see how this goes. This could be a huge change.
That's just going the back lane. He's got pulse bomb. He's looking for it. Oh, it's just nasty. Like, what do you do about that?
I don't even know. That was something else.
Violet is having a hard time proccing Inspire too. Oh, and they end up ganging up on him. Playing the Brig is not the same as it used to be. It's a lot harder
now. You can't stun anymore because when you get that stun, it doesn't actually give you that guaranteed kill. It gives you damage now, a lot of damage. I think it's like 50 damage now, maybe even more. But it doesn't give you that guaranteed like stun kill. But I think Shock does have a decent ult pool here. They're probably going to lead in with a Bob and probably Nano Winston.
Winston goes deep, so they get cart push and they get displacement. That's how they're going to take this point.
Exactly. I think it's a good play.
Oh, there's the patented Kaluge slept by
Kaluge down.
by in an ult. But Bob actually goes. That's interesting. I thought they weren't gonna Bob that far in. I mean, I guess it happens with Bob. But yeah, they just kite out. They don't get anything. But Proper gets 2. Wait
I
a
mean,
minute.
that was a huge play by Proper. Oh,
Proper gets
what
3.
the?
Wait, just how this guy plays Tracer all the time. What the heck?
Honestly,
nuts.
if Proper just does that, they'll win.
Yeah.
That's it. That's actually an easy strategy. Just have Proper get 4 almost, and that's it.
Yeah, just
Alright, well,
just do that. You'll be fine.
Keep the screen on Proper here and see.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't complain about this view.
Yeah.
It's great.
Wow.
Missed Reiner because they got hit midway through a sleep cast, and
It's crazy. Like,
Kevster instead.
I want to see Kevster and Proper go at it down below. Oh, Funny Astro gets Collusion. I actually didn't see how Collusion died there.
I don't even.
Oh no, Pulse Bomb again. Oh, but he whiffs. He whiffs. Finally.
That's good for
He's
Shock.
human. He's human.
That's good for Shock. And
Oh, there's the Ash pick. This is part of the
Question, was
power
this
of the
playing
Ash pick.
strategy?
Like, there's not many CCs anymore, right? Like, there's not many CCs anymore. Ash Coach Gun is actually a pretty decent anti-dive tool.
Yeah.
Cassidy doesn't have flashbang anymore, so there's nothing to stun there.
You can boot back. Here's my question: was this a planned strategy, or did they change this? They're like, you know what? We need to make a shift.
That's a good question. That's a great
Because I
question.
don't know,
mean,
'cause
we'll never
it's-
know, but I would like to think that this is an adaptation. Is they're
I
like,
think
okay,
it is.
we're not able to beat them on the dive.
Yeah.
Let's run our anti-dive where we think that we can beat them on it.
And what I'll say to that too is
Oh,
that
that was nasty.
Oh wow,
Oh, that was nasty. Oh my god.
that was really good.
That was like 4 straight dinks of Nano Soldier. Like, wow. Collusion unfortunately ulted during that at the start, but I mean that's not really his fault. It just kind of
And the other thing
just
about
beamed with the Nano
Nano
Soldier. And actually, I think unironically that that little update we had earlier, if it's a nerf to Proper, I think actually a lot of the Overwatch League soldiers right now, Visor is actually a nerf because you can't headshot on the current patch.
Yep. Oh yeah. But how much damage it does too? It does a lot. Oh, there we go. Got to see that huge boot.
Yeah, being able to keep them off the backline because like they can combo it. They can go for the coach gun first and then go for the whip shot, and they get the big sleep on Reiner, and Reiner gets prime a lot. But maybe Finn can survive because Proper and Collusion are off doing their own thing in the Gladiators backline, and they're winning it. So it actually, you know what is most interesting is you're seeing is that now Collusion Proper are killing the Glad's backline faster than the Glad's backline can kill the Shock backline, which was a complete radical shift from the last 2 games.
Yeah. And the reason why I think it might have been an adjustment too is because we've been seeing mirror matchups the whole time. This matchup we're not seeing that. Now that could change on attack for Gladiators, but I don't think so. Speaking of Genji, on
Genji
defense,
swap.
3rd point. I think what they're realizing is they probably can just fully dive their backline, and they don't want to do that with Tracer. I mean, maybe.
Well, wow. I think it's because of the armor. Briggs so armor's changed in Overwatch 2, right? Like armor now gives you a 30% reduction in damage taken total. So each of Tracer's pellets do 30% less. Like Tracer's shooting Nerf darts at you for that first 50 HP of Briggs armor, you know?
Yeah, Genji
so
allows you
going
to
to
play.
Genji, yeah, Genji you get much more damage. So yeah, you get 30% of the shuriken, but that's still a lot higher than, you know, 2 damage per pellet, you know?
I feel like Shock is going to have a decent advantage though.
The pulse bomb.
Because look at the map.
This is it. Doesn't even use it right away. Just they get the easy kill onto a Pathfinder on the soldier. Oh wait, how? Woo?
Lucio.
No, but Lucio can't just do that. He must have got hit by someone else too.
Yeah,
I think-
100%.
Who did
Oh,
it?
before they
though?
got beat. This is an opportunity for Shock, but I think they might
I think
lose.
Shock. Yeah, I don't think Shock wins it. I think Proper dying there actually was the difference because if Proper does not die there, they have pulse bomb and they just finish off their support line and they're fine and they win that.
That was impressive by Gladiators to be able to hold that. Shock's in a unique spot right now where they have to win this next team fight. Otherwise, Gladiators' ult advantage is going to be too much.
It's all, in my opinion, down to Proper's pulse bomb right here.
Yeah.
Because the rally is going to counteract the dive. They're going to be able to sustain the dive. Never mind. Kevster's got blade.
You know, though, if
Gotta go
I'm,
again.
if I'm shocked, though, I'm okay with that timing.
Yes. It was early. I
think
thought they were
that-
gonna wait.
Yeah, I did too. Well, I think Gladiators didn't want to let Shock make the first play, which then can make them play more reactive. I think Shock's happy with that. It doesn't mean that... I still think there's a really good nano play that can happen for Gladiators here, but Shock is okay with that time, and they have one more team fight. They can have a
Play
good set of
this.
ults coming out.
They're gonna nano Winston in, and they have the sleep dart. They have the boop. So actually, are they leading off? They let off the primal.
Oh.
Did they nano primal? Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Real. That was actually a totally different. That's not normally how Winston's played. That's actually a new.
Yep.
That's a new way to do it. You don't normally primal in. You normally jump in, nanoed, and then go for primal. I wonder if that's to counteract getting slept all the time.
It could be.
Because that was actually a really good play. Kaluj is not going to be able to hold on for much longer here. Wait. That pick from the Widow actually just took off so much pressure off Kaluj. As long as Kaluj doesn't just get melted here, right here. Did he get antied?
Yep. It didn't show there, but I saw on the top right.
Damn, that anti. The supports are so strong, and we haven't even seen the buff supports yet.
I know.
I talk about it because I've been talking about it for weeks. Support is so strong in Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
And this is the weak one. This is the one the community was like, oh, support is weak. This is the weak support.
As a defensive team, look up there on the top right of your screen.
Oh man.
I mean, they definitely buffed on it a bit. I mean, you're gonna say, well, there's 3 seconds left on the anti-nade, which I think overall you don't see as much follow-up, like in rank. But in OWL, they're fine with that. Their follow-up on those nades are like instant. So it's gonna be interesting. They have 3 more ammo now. I mean, here's the thing. Shock's comp is still a defensive comp, I'd say. Plays a lot more defensively. They are on defense now. It might play a little bit better here. It really depends.
This
I
was
mean,
big. This is actually interesting.
It wasn't on purpose. Yeah, you thought it might have been.
You're right. It was not on purpose.
They were trying to save him. Made that way easier though.
Huge.
It worked out.
What a nano as well.
Do you think if they look at that, they say don't do that next time with the nano? Or are they like, you know what, it was fine?
What, the nano primal?
Yeah.
I think they got a 3K. I think they're cool with
Yeah, I think
that.
you do that every time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'd be like, well, in theory, you could have saved out there. I like it.
Nah, that was a good aggressive play. Especially with the time that was left.
Shock has to step it up. Gladiators came to play today. Gladiators came to play today.
I thought Kaluja just double jumped somehow. I don't even know what I just saw, but I think he was actually set up on the left there. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened at the beginning. I think he was going for some right click.
So they're going to be looking to play a lot more defensive here. I think even Proper sitting up top is looking to counter dive with the team when the Winston goes up top, which they are, but they're playing very defensive on the other side of the sign up there. They're not going aggressive because
they want to.
Even with the buff tanks, like you don't want to be going in 1v5. Oh, there it is. The coach gun and the whip shot.
Luge is there now too.
Yep. Can't go that deep. Have to respect it and back off. See Gladiators backline though? They're trying to take that top left. Oh no, there's nobody there though. Nobody there.
Yep.
Kaluj is wrecking havoc right now on the top right.
Played that very well.
Yep.
Because the way that the team comp plays now is like I said,
Wait,
very
they're gonna push
defensive.
this. I think they're gonna look for the kills here. No? Okay, no, they're back.
I think they're gonna play it safe. I think right now they know that they're close to having a little bit of an ult advantage, although it actually looks like Kevster already has pulse bomb. So I don't think so. I think they're just gonna play super defensive. Kaluj will jump as they get top right, where the cave entrance is, but until then I don't think you see a play.
Kevster's looking for Finn.
And there they go. Right when they got to the cave entrance, they jumped up. Huge play.
The thing is, Kevster can't go back there as easily as he's been able to. The Brig is watching. The Brig is constantly keeping an eye now on Finn. Finn can sit so far back on a pick. So it's good on Shock to recognize that they can go aggressive early
Yeah, it means that Funny Astro kind of
because
becomes a big
Kevster and
target.
Reiner aren't
Funny
there.
Astro's
They're
being
busy
held
trying to do
by
their own
Gladiators,
dives, and
but
they
he
can't make it
always
work.
knows given over.
Here it is.
Uh-oh,
I
there it
mean-
is. That's the stick. That's what he's been looking for.
Yep.
Here
Good
comes the
Bob.
Bob.
Kilo sends Bob on the cart to contest.
Okay, Bob buying some time. Patafan's really deep in the backline. If they can get the punish on him, that's massive. That's actually massive.
What a
Kalush is just
good.
going for the 1v1 versus Kevster on the Tracer and then just backs out, which is a smarter call here. But wow, that was a good heads-up play getting Patafan on the flank there.
We didn't get to see it, but that was a really good job by Violet to stay alive. I think once Violet survives that initial burst, because right away, like that's really difficult to be able to stay alive. Once their Ana's dead, that Bob reaction to immediately Bob gave them that opportunity, and I think Shock is very happy with that. I think you see Kalush play aggressive here because they know they have a big play. I think they're gonna want to try to interrupt this ult play. The ult pool is very much in Gladiators' favor right now.
Glider gets actually an early pick, and here it comes. I think this is the play. They're looking for it now. Trying to hold the Primal as long as he can so he doesn't get slept.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he still exploded.
Wow.
A few more meters for the Gladiators. They just
I don't think Shock. I mean, they go
yeah.
for it, but I don't think they can get it.
They lost Kyler early. Losing Kyler early there is really tough because they don't really have as much follow-up. You know, there's nobody to be doing the damage when Reiner and Kevster go for the back line. Like, I think that Violet and Finn can buy a lot more time on this break on a comp, but somebody has to do damage to them. And it can't be Proper and Kalush because they're doing damage on their back line. There's no one there. It's not possible.
I think the good news is that Shock's comp plays very well on second point also. Good job,
Look at
though.
that time. Look at that time.
I like this
They-
hold.
they-
It's a minute off the
they
clock.
put a lot of time there.
That's a minute off the clock. They are very happy with that.
Oasis University, where it felt like Shock just always wanted to engage. But Gladiators
Yeah, I think you just continue to keep seeing this over and over. Collusion and Proper going in. Kylo groups up with the supports, and those three fight their dive. And I think that Collusion and Proper are actually getting the wins most of the time now. As long as there's not ult fights. Well, here comes an ult fight. The Nano Visor goes deep. Yeah, okay, so it's just Nano Visor.
But look at the cart.
Yeah, they didn't get a whole lot of cart push, but Shock did use Nano. I think on Kalush. Was Kalush holding cart there for a little bit? Maybe.
Might have been. I think they were holding. I think it was holding high ground. This is not a bad retake for Shock.
Because they have Bob.
They have the ability to do this, and there isn't as much spam as in 6v6, right? Where you have that, like, there's a little bit less. It's a little bit easier to get out there now. It's still hard, but it's not as, difficult as it was before.
Oh, the Kevster backline flank.
Good
But
Bob,
they
though.
did get Bob out, though, which is the big W.
Yep.
Because, hey, it was going to be a 4v5, but it's a 5v5 again.
Did they
Bob
boot
is
Bob?
best player. They
Wait,
boot
that
Bob,
boop
yeah.
on Bob actually gave them a little bit of damage output.
Yeah. I think they're trying to get Kevster out because Kevster was getting zoned by it. But, oh my god.
The
What's
stick.
crazy? Bob just sat there for like 6 seconds and kept Kevster out of the fight. And that made the difference. And Shock has a good chance to flip this fight now because of that little window of opportunity they were given. Oh, the 1v1. Oh, Proper wins the 1v1 but gets naded.
Oh, no.
Wait, who's going to touch, though? Oh, there was no one to touch the point.
This is going to come down to the last team fight.
Yeah, this is going to be close.
Kevster was going to be in that space solo, so
It's
These
going to be
have been
really
such
close.
close matches.
Yep.
Like, there is about 2 team fights right here. Shock is going to take an early one.
I think Shock takes an early one, probably loses this fight, looking at the ult pools, but getting their ults out is going to be a huge win here and stalling out the cart for a little bit, setting up for the last fight situation. Wait, Kalu's going to get the big kill? Oh, they didn't have a time. They needed to come back and sleep Kaluj a little bit sooner.
Hey, you know what? Not the pick.
The sleep dart is what keeps the Winston from running wild with these primals. So they actually ended up losing that fight just because Patafin wasn't close enough to shoot.
It's so close. They're going to get Kalush.
Oh, I feel Kaluj so much on that one. That hurts. Bubbled and everything. There's nothing else you can do. Kevster just has you in his sights.
To try and keep this car at bay, but how do you stand up against the Nanovisor? You sleep in.
Oh, the big sleep though. Wait.
way.
Oh, with the pulse bomb.
With a pulse bomb of all things.
The pulse bomb is huge, but Kevster has his own pulse bomb. What is? I think they're gonna save it. I think they're gonna try to go
What a
again.
play.
Of the Gladiators.
They're definitely gonna try to go again.
This is
But they have
basically one more
Bob.
team fight.
But,
in their
but
sight.
don't forget about
Less
Bob.
time, Lemon, less tools,
Bobby
but
boy.
more
Bobby boy can come in here
distance that the
big.
car has
Even
covered.
if
Bob
Kevster
is
lands
ready to
his
go. Bob
19th
is
pulse
ready
bomb in a
to
row,
do something. And think about
Bob will
here.
make it a
This rally
5v5.
as well, one of the main advantages of
This
rally
is
at
down to the
moment is that
last
because
team
it provides
fight.
overhealth, it's not affected by the anti-nade. If
see.
they get hit
Here
by
comes.
that nade, I would expect to see a reactive rally just to give it over that additional.
there's not really a lot they can do. And he misses. Oh, he can only hit 18 in a row. 19th pulse bomb misses.
But still, they get the pick on Ana.
They get the
Violet
pick,
has to
but-
have a perfectly timed
But
skull.
Kalush gets it on Reiner.
Yep.
And Bob is up. Bob's awake. Wait, and Violet's got rally. Oh, Violet's got rally though. Violet's got rally. That's way bigger because they don't have Reiner to touch.
Oh no.
Kyle, oh, that was
Heal.
close. They don't have anyone to touch.
And there we go.
Hey, they didn't come in.
What a third
Bobby
map.
boy, Bob, hey.
Sweeps today, Lemon. This is the series we
Give it up to Bob.
promised, and
Bob,
how
even
it
though
could
in the
even
worst
be
situations, will
dream
always be
of
there
a
for you.
sweep. Or should I say, if you're a Gladiators
Now here's
fan,
the question.
unfortunate deja vu for recurring nightmare, the
Did Shock find a
terror
comp
in
that
the
can work
night.
against
These
what
once
Gladiators
again
are running?
potentially
I
Does
think
Gladiators
so.
make a change?
They have to. I think they have to make a change. I think they need to realize right now that Shock have kind of figured out how to keep Reiner and Kevster from running around in their backline uncontested, because that 3v2 with the extra boop from Ash's coach gun has completely changed the way this game is going.
But guess what? You know what we got next?
We got
We
some
got a
push.
push map.
We got some.
We got push.
We haven't seen push yet.
We haven't watched
Like
the coach.
here,
do the
I
push.
mean, like.
Yep. Yep.
So
I'm ready. I'm ready.
From what I know about push, is it's very steamrolly, and on
Yeah.
top of that, it's very much about winning the fight and then setting up for the next one ahead of time. Shock have just shown us they're very good at holding on this comp.
Yep.
This is my bold prediction.
Okay.
I think whoever wins the first fight wins this map.
You know what I say to that?
What's that?
We just want Shock to win this map. So let's just hope that they, even if that's the case, let's go. We
The
got Shock has to
safest
win this.
take of all time.
No, listen. We have to go with the Shock dub on this one, okay?
Well, I want to see a 3. I want to see overtime, so I agree. But
Yeah. I think a 3-2 would be perfect.
and then what? Wait, what map is it? Is it Colosseo? Did I see that right, or is it? I didn't actually see. I thought it was said Colosseo, but I might be wrong for the push map. Did you see
I think it's Coliseum.
Colosseo?
Yep. Or I mean, I think that's what what map it's on. What is it? Coliseo?
I think it's Colosseo. No,
Coliseo?
I think it's Colosseo.
Yeah, I couldn't tell because whenever we would join, like, for example, whenever we would join, what's that one map?
Which I don't know.
The one where
Can
you
I
play
get a
Sigma
description?
on. The Royale map.
Circuit Royale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they would say Circuit Royale. But I for some reason I would see it as Circuit Royal. For some reason.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? But that's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. I think that they try to say it like, you know, in a fancier. I don't. I actually got nothing with that one. I was gonna say fancier way, but it doesn't really make sense.
No. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to push. Push is interesting. I still don't think push is being quite played the way a year from now we'll see push be played.
Oh, of course not.
I think not only will they change some things about push, but I think just the way people play push. I feel like right now, I think in OWL you see more of this. It's more about map control, right? But like, what is the correct map control on this map? You know, where do you want to take these team fights? I don't think we're going to know that for a while.
Well, I think on Colosseo, you had the fight in the corridor at the beginning, and then they all just rush to spawn. Because, right, like, as you know, in that spawn area, when you walk out, there's like the wall, and then there's the two sides. There's not a whole lot to work with there. So they hold that really, really strong, because that's supposed to be like the end fight where, like, you know, from what I can see in map design, they're not trying to make it like 2CP where it's like your spawn is the advantage, not the map there. So by holding that really aggressively, they're holding it as if it's in last fight situation, but in the middle of the game, right? So the defending team has the spawn advantage, but they don't have the positional advantage, which can be really, really detrimental in Overwatch League because that is almost half the battle, if not more.
Yep. I can't wait. This is gonna be a good matchup. I'm excited to see who wins this one. Obviously, we hope Shock does. And the thing about these maps, it's like pretty much 8 minutes long, right? If I'm correct, the timer on these maps is 8 minutes.
It's only 8 minutes?
Yeah. If I'm correct. So it's a very short map.
I always felt it was short, but I thought I was just terrible at it.
And it could be less than that, too. If a team just pushes all the way through, it could be like a 4-minute map. So.
So here's the question.
Yep.
Do we see them still play the same comp?
Colosseo.
What was that? Was that you?
That was not me.
That was so cool. I didn't even hear. Hello?
Colosseo.
No. I want the load screen in. I want the one where it says welcome to.
When we load into the game.
What does it say? It says Colosseo. This is not up for debate. This is correct.
We're about to find out.
It's Circuit Royale and Colosseo. And that's it. You've heard it here first. That is the correct pronunciation. We will not be taking questions at this time. Right, Sully?
Where is Sully?
Wait, is he? I thought Sully was behind you. Is he?
He's right there.
Yeah, see? He agrees with me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see?
He's a good boy.
He's perfectly in agreement.
He's a good boy.
Also, is this like the halftime, or did we have halftime? Because can I be honest, like they've changed halftime like 10 times. Like I don't know where halftime is anymore.
I don't know if there's a halftime.
Wasn't there like a whole halftime like after like the first 2 maps was in halftime? But I
There
feel
used
like
to be, but then there was too much time in between, so they stopped doing that as much.
So then they just call it breaks?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I have no idea.
I feel so bad for not knowing the answer, but at the same time, though, I'm just, like, when, like, I didn't know they did away with halftime. I don't know.
You know what I say?
Wrong. What's that?
We'll be back in a second. I can't wait to see who wins this map. I think after the 3rd map, though, it's usually they have like a 5-minute break instead of like a 3-minute one. And that extends out a little bit more, probably. At least that's how I see it. I mean, yeah.
Is that new? We've only watched 3-0s. I don't know if that's how that works.
Honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea.
No swaps. Interesting. No swaps from either side again. I think, do we see the Ashe comp? But I feel like Ashe isn't that good on this point. Like, Ashe is good on Route 66, but what about here?
I think that I feel like they might play like the normal rush comp here. I think that map also gives them a bit of confidence in that map. You know what I mean? Like you got the dub, you lost the first 2 maps, you played a close match after losing 2 close maps. So I wouldn't doubt it if we see them switch back to the comp they were more comfortable with. But don't be surprised if they stay on that. Yeah, we might see them go like the Soldier Tracer comp. Because I think that might even play better here. I don't know if you can set up as much on this map with Ashe. I wouldn't be surprised if they run it though. It worked, right? And Gladiators didn't necessarily win. So I think we'll see.
Against the Boston Uprising and Dallas Fuel on this map in particular, but have only won by less than 5.
Also, have we decided on a name for the cart yet?
Pretty close. The Shock have never been seen on Colosseo
I thought it was Timmy.
Now, of course.
Timmy was the name I heard.
I think there's like a bunch of different names people are going with right now.
By fully capturing New Queen Street. So
here we go, by the way.
I thought Timmy was like their internal name. Oh, so it is the Soldier comp.
Yep. Yeah. I feel like it's hard to set up on this map, right? Where would you want to sit as Ashe?
I don't think you can.
I think if that middle part was more open, but like there's like those like glass like walls there.
Yeah.
Make it really difficult. The ones that I keep running into half the time, thinking I can go and do something there.
You run into the glass walls?
Yeah, like right in the middle.
But you can tell they're glass walls though, right?
Yeah, but I think I'm at the part where there isn't. So I know they're there, but like I'll run around the corner, like I'll jump into it on accident. You'll see what I'm talking about.
So it looks like they're gonna play this mirror comps here.
Compared to Kevster, who was having Funny Astro still on the loose here.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't play the Brig again, but I'm not that surprised because I think they need 2 boops because if they only have the 1.
It is 8 minutes.
Oh, you're right. I didn't look at the top at the beginning. This first fight's always like this. It's always like this back and forth poke battle.
Yep. He just kind of sits there.
Poor Timmy getting fought over in the middle. He's just turning around. He's just pivoting. Oh, there he goes again. Turned around again. Oh. How many? Can we get a counter? How many times Timmy turns around here? I think we're at like 6 right now. Wait for it. 7. Wait. That would be a great fun fact. How many times does Timmy turn around in this? Oh, turn around again. That's 8.
I have no idea.
The difference maker getting that opening frag, the entry frag.
Some good play though.
Yeah, they're gonna get really aggressive though on Finn. Yeah, it's really hard to stay alive on the Ana once like they get aggressive and you've already used your cooldowns. Don't get me wrong, like the support cooldowns are unbelievably powerful, but if you don't land them, you're in some trouble. I think that right there. Once they lost the fight, they were down 1. They'd already used those cooldowns. It's a little bit tougher. Luckily, Glads couldn't actually take that space that they wanted. Oh, there's another one. What was that? Were we at 9? Couldn't take that space they wanted because they were down a couple, which is way more impactful in the 5v5 format. Just getting those exit frags.
But that's good for Shock, by the way. A missed pulse bomb.
10. Yep. 11. Poor guy. He's busy. Oh! Getting the nano visor kill on the regular visor. That's nuts. That's just what you needed. 12.
Remember, you only need 1 on the robot.
True. I think that's not a known fact yet, really, is you only need 1 person for the bot, and they don't actually push faster.
There's a decent range to it.
Yeah, and I think this fight actually right here, so if Shock win this fight pretty cleanly, is when you'll see them pretty much go to spawn and try to hold. I didn't think they had enough time there yet. Oh my god, look at that sleep!
What a sleep!
Just sent him like a mile out of the fight.
Yep.
He's gonna need some help here. Yep, and look at honestly the soldier peel. This like, hey, DPS players, hey, if you're watching, you're gonna have to learn how to peel. Tank players, we've been doing it for 6 years. You better start learning. You're gonna need to know how to peel for your supports.
We'll see if that happens.
How many is that? 11 or 12? Maybe 12, 13. There's 13.
Shock might be able to actually get this push up to at least past.
Yep. They get Finn, but wait, with the flank Ana, it's the big nade. I don't think they can. I don't think they have the resources to deal with that.
Pulse.
Yeah, another pulse bomb. Always scary. You need to hold on to it for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Proper's in some trouble here. Yeah, they push the cart back. Or the bot. Damn. Clean it up there. It's tough. That's, you know, when you lose that Ana pick that deep on their side, yeah, it's tough to hold the space there. You know what I mean? You almost have to give it up and go back to go back to your team if you end up losing the fight there. You know? Oh yeah. Kevster really showing he's human, missing some pulse bombs this round. You'll love to see it.
This could be good for Shock still.
Yeah, Kevster at this point had already gotten like, you know, 4 or 5 kills with pulse bombs at this point. So you know what? This is actually massive. If they're able to deal with Kevster's pulse bombs, winning fights almost single-handedly, this is a way better situation for Shock, and Shock are collapsing really well now. If you see, Proper or Kilo is always turning around for Finn and Violet, so they're taking the 3v2s, kind of like how they were on the Ashe comp beforehand, but with Soldier.
And they can be extremely aggressive right now with Winston Ultimate with Ano, and I wouldn't doubt it if they are.
Finn? Finn goes for the aggressive flank, gets the Nano on Kaluj, and Kaluj takes another nap. Nobody is surprised here. It's tough. Oh, gets the snag on the. Oh my god, snags the mega.
bubble though from Kalush to
Wait, the position though.
Wait,
1
1
HP.
Kalush. Oh wait, Kalush gonna flip this fight. He said you
This could be a
don't
huge
got
team
sleep
fight.
dart now. There's no one to sleep. Kalush, what are you gonna do? Oh, Ryder's got his
They
own
are
ult.
battling.
Kalush needs help though. Oh.
This is wow. Look at them. Look at the meters on the robot.
And the Gladiators are making some
This is close. This is probably the closest push game we've seen.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not just us. This is our first push game yet, but I mean, like, almost
You
across
know,
the
it's very
league.
close. It's very close.
Patavan's going for the flank visor, flank visor, flank visor. Oh my god.
And the missed pulse too.
What, missed pulse? 3 missed pulse bombs in a row? And they got to sleep on the nano visor? You couldn't have asked for a better situation as a Shock fan.
I mean, they could actually take like a bit of the lead right now here in a second because this bot's gonna get there really quickly. It has increased speed when it gets back.
Every meter counts, Lemon. If Shock can
Come on,
Gladiators
Timmy.
are gonna go.
Come on, Timmy. Get a little push. Boom. Wait, the
Look at the meters.
Yeah, Glads are contesting it. They don't want to give up the lead. They don't want to give up that little lead. They're fighting for every inch. Both teams are fighting for every single inch they can get.
continue battling on top of this bot.
Kalush getting aggressive here. Does Kalush have ults? No, Kalush does not have ults. They're looking to build up Nano, I think.
And there it is. Shock pushed it.
Shock have taken the lead, just barely. This is actually fighting tooth and
I mean,
nail.
that was pushed. They pushed that 10 meters plus.
Look at Kalush. Kalush and Proper are again getting more kills in the back line. I think that realistically, my little take here is Patafin is flanking way more on Soldier and looking for angles, while Kylo is looking to play with his supports. So Proper and Kalush are getting way more value right now than Reiner and Kevster were in the beginning, because now they're working together. Patafin's not helping them out nearly as much. Kevster gets the kill on Finn, but I mean, you know what? Like, I would have. We got 3 missed pulse bombs in a row. You can't ask for more than that already.
What a push by Shock too. I mean, look how much they pushed it. We saw how hard it was for that like 7 minutes there. You're gonna push it 37 meters. They have almost tripled that push.
Look what they can do here. They can just lose this fight with no ults. You know what? Actually, they might leave. I think Shock just gonna. Yeah, look at Shock. They just see you later. Bye bye.
Yeah.
They don't care. Guess what? They're gonna get a whole nother fight, and they're gonna have. They have ult advantage. They actually have ult advantage right here. They have 3 pretty big ultimates that are coming online. This is pretty much last fight situation. Shock can take this fight wherever they want on the map. They can wait.
They want to force out ultimates too. Like, even if they lose this, they know they have a good ult advantage. They're going for it though.
Shock's going for the W.
Yep.
We've seen them do this in the past. They're a we can win every fight type of team, and Shu's pretty low back there. Proper's gonna go for the finish, gets the finish. And I think they're gonna. I think Shock's gonna collapse on Reiner here. I think he can get the kill pretty easily. Reiner must have jumped away because he's still alive. Yeah, he's not really having a whole lot of impact running away. He had to come back, and he's 1 HP. There they go.
Going to
get
game
the big
5.
pick. This is 100% going to game 5. Wow.
That was a great play by Shock.
That was a dominant Shock performance right there.
So basically, to give you an idea what they did there, when they get off the point there, they want to go set up and put the team fight in an area where they think they can win, right? They don't want to take it there in their spawn because they know that if the robot's there, it gives them pretty much gives Gladiators 2 extra team fights, right? So Gladiators can go in there, but they have close spawn, then they can run back there and do it again. So if they run away, it brings the robot all the way back to the middle, and they have to go on it, right? Like Gladiators can't wait. It brings them all the way back to the middle. That means if Shock loses that, they still have a good chance of coming back and winning. And if Gladiators don't win that, they don't have a second fight. That's why they did that. It was a great play, a great decision, and we're going to see that a lot with Push as more and more teams play that. That was a very, very, very smart choice by them. People go, well, what if they lose that team fight? They have maybe 2 more after that.
Yep.
Because they have to push it all the way. Keep in mind how slow
and there's a checkpoint. The checkpoint, you have to wait like 10 seconds before the bot comes back online
and then
to push again.
The instant spawn with the checkpoint. So Shock's going, we have 2, possibly 3 team fights. They go, we're not going to lose up to 3 team fights. They go, we might lose 2 of them. We're not going to lose that one. They won that team fight, and they got it. And they know Gladiators have to use their ult pool. We're on to the map 5.
Unfortunately, last week, it was Push was the OT map.
Yeah.
Now it's Control.
Here's
Shock
the thing.
gotta go back to Control. But as long as it's not Oasis, it's actually Lijiang. I think they're in a much better spot on Lijiang than they were on Oasis.
I agree with that. I do think, though, do you have to run that Doomfist versus Doomfist matchup on Control Center? Because if they get into a Control Center right away, they might be forced onto that Doomfist versus Doomfist comp. So...
hot take. I think Ryan is better than Doomfist on Control Center. I think Control Center is, even on Overwatch 1, still one of Ryan's best maps in the whole game. Now, it's Overwatch League, it's 5v5. They might have been practicing different stuff. And Doomfist seems like a hybrid dive Ryan, right? Like, it's just like a hyper-aggressive, super hold W kind of character. But at the same time, though, Control Center is a lot more choke-heavy, right? Like, Oasis isn't nearly as choke-heavy. It's much more open. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was our first Ryan look.
We talked about Ryan, though, and how Ryan could be S tier. If we don't see Ryan on Control Center right now, does that mean we keep Ryan in the A tier? Because I think
for now that's fair. I think that's very fair. But Shock have always been a dive team.
Yes. We will see. But I can't believe we're on to map 5.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better match. Every match has been close. Any team could have won. But one thing Shock has right now is the momentum. Right? Congrats. Wait,
an offline sub?
Hey, that's awesome. Let's go.
I didn't know. Okay, I don't see that very often, but surprise, I guess. My bad.
One thing I will say. By the way, with the way we do it now, you don't have to have OBS open on that, though.
Yeah, I do.
No, because if you don't have OBS open, then you can use the.
Oh, because I'm using virtual cam. I don't have to use virtual cam.
Because before you would, so you
right.
don't have to use it anymore. Yeah.
You're right. Okay, I can change that after. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I realized that the other day. I'm like, oh, we don't have to use virtual camera. So to give you an idea, what that means is that a lot of the times you can't use the cameras on like 2 applications. So what you do is you use OBS virtual camera, which takes the feed from your OBS onto like the screen. That's how we did the double cooking stream on the same.
I'm going to leave it that way. So if people do offline subs.
Yeah, why not? Right? Yeah.
You know what?
If that's the case, I might have to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be a great map 5. I can't wait to see what happens. I mean, you can't ask for a better matchup. Win or lose, you can't ask for that. But I really do believe that I go all the way back to that first match. If Shock actually gets that point percentage on University, we might have seen a much different map and maybe a win on that map too. I don't think Shock necessarily played bad. I think Gladiators did a good job of getting the point, which was an issue we saw back in the initial days, like last season, of Shock on call. They did the same thing. They'd give up like 30% to get map control, and then they would lose because of that 30%. Like, you would see that. That would make a big difference. So, do they play more aggressive this time? I think so. I think what we're seeing now from Shock is that they're losing first team fights where they play it too slow, and they're winning team fights where they play aggressive on the beginning fights. But they can be tough, right? Do you want to be that aggressive? Because if you lose that first map or that first team fight, especially on COD, they can be difficult. Except there's less ults now, which means that you have almost 2 of those team fights. So I wouldn't doubt it if we see Shock play aggressive, but I really want to see what map they get first. Because if they get Control Center first, I feel like that'd be kind of unlucky too. Mainly because they got University as the last one.
Yep.
Right? Because University was the first map, which is... To give you an idea, to give you a comparison, Control Center is very much like University, the way that those maps play.
Yes.
Comp-wise. So if Shock gets, let's say, Garden right here, which is the map with the bridge, I think Shock might be really happy with that, with the way they play. If they get Control Center, we'll see. Here we go. It's map 5.
Sam, so I think they're gonna be shifting things up a little bit.
Genji comp, because the 2 maps can work for that. Echo or Genji? I would say Genji. But you're probably not wrong. We haven't seen much Echo. Maybe even Pharah.
Pharah would leave Finn out to dry.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna see Pharah that much anyway because teams are running Soldier. I didn't even think about that. Teams are running 20 damage Soldier. And remember when you and I were testing the new Mercy patch and we saw how high that skybox is?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and
Junkrat.
There we go.
Good to go.
What? We didn't get Control Center as the first map. This is a good map for Shock.
This is the medium. This is the good one.
Yep. This is the map that Shock is okay with.
There's a difference.
Genji.
Soldier comp. So, okay, there's actually a big change now. They're not going to have the 3v2 on Shock's backline that they had beforehand. Yep. There it is. They're swapping in the Moira comp so they don't have to deal with it.
Yep.
The adjustments.
Full dive.
are going to try to
See,
Full
once more.
beforehand they've been working together as like, you know, peeling away, and Proper and Cluj is one unit. Finn, Kylo, and Violet were the second unit. Now they're working as one and doing the Moira comp instead. Interesting.
Shock strategy always is different, it seems. At the beginning, one team goes one way, they always go the other. They went to point.
I think they're going to wait for them to engage. Yeah, they're going to wait for them to walk in, and then they're just going to go hard because they're trying not to take much damage, because the Moira healing is a lot harder to manage with having a limited resource pool. Sam just went in for their backline and gets punished for it. I don't think they were ready yet.
I think they were waiting for a setup, but I don't think Shock was ready to jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit early on the engage there.
But we did talk about that.
Yeah. That was their idea. They wanted to kind of bait them in a little bit and then go hard onto them.
Yeah.
But maybe a little bit of mistiming there.
I think it was just slightly off timing. I think there was like 1 second quicker on that play or 1 second slower on that play. I think they actually get that. I think Shock just resets her. I still think Shock can retake this. I think the way they want to play, I think it's very possible. I think they're going to be able to get Soldier in a lot of these team fights. If they play that way.
Batman's going to play really far away, though.
Yeah.
I pointed that out in the pre-match about Gladiators. They talk the talk, but they gotta walk the walk. And especially when it comes to closing out series.
I'm ready.
Pulse bomb, but it's on Kaluj. But Kaluj's got primal pops, it stays alive. Not primal, sorry.
Aggressive Moira.
Okay, Cole.
Huge pick. Wait, did Sam get... Okay, yeah, okay, I saw that.
Not bad. Kaluj taking another nap. Nothing new there.
And this is probably, okay, that is a really good team fight for Shock, because they can still play aggressive here with their Winston ultimate. Now, they're not really close to Blades yet, but the biggest thing for Shock here is they want to be able to buy a little bit of time to be able to use their ultimate and give time for the Violet to be able to get beat.
Yes, they need to take a little bit of damage here, let Violet build it. I don't know if it's still 10 off. It's pretty far.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Kaluj is going to play.
Reiner's going to go for ult in the backline, so is Kaluj. Kaluj is going to try to buy some time.
Yep, that's exactly what they're going to do. Violet uses beat early, though.
They slept Reiner. They slept Reiner, but Kaluj doesn't get slept, but he's getting burned. But here comes the beat. Oh, it was only Violet on the Lucio, because Reiner woke up and got the displacement needed there. I actually don't think Reiner had ulted back there. I think he was nanoed when they slept him, so that's why he had such a long primal there.
And Violet had to use beat early. Wasn't able to save it for Soldier ultimate, so it was kind of an unlucky timing on that. But Shock does have Blade coming up here. They're going to have Pulse Bomb very soon, too, so they do have some decent ultimates. It doesn't look like Gladiators going to give them time, and there's the stick. Shock's just going to reset.
Kevster, the big problem is Kevster's winning fights single-handedly with Pulse Bomb. Like, the reason they won these last 2 maps was Kevster was not hitting Pulse Bombs.
And look at the ultimates right now for Shock. If they can get a good Blade here and actually follow up with this, they have an opportunity to at least get 3 kills, even if Gladiators use Nano. Yep. So Shock has to be aggressive with this Blade.
They're going to force point, actually.
Yep.
Kind of like this play.
It's a good play.
He got slept hard. Wait, who's gonna touch though? Alright, Violet made it. Violet makes the touch. Proper still got the backs at a point, but he doesn't have recall. Oh, wait, no, he did have recall. Actually, got up. So close. Any touchers? Proper's gonna try die for that touch. Yep.
Wow.
That sleep dart on the Genji was huge.
Yep.
Man, maybe it's tough. It's tough because that you play so much for the Blade and then it doesn't pay off. You can kind of see why teams are probably running the Soldier over the Genji right now. Is that you just get that constant uptime. There's so much value that's coming out of the pick.
Here's a good
one sleep dart can counteract that Blade, which is unfortunate. Honestly, hits the Blade. Maybe a different outcome, but
this map goes in favor of Shock now. Or
this one?
This is the map they want, which means that they can get the momentum going into Control Center.
True.
And I don't think they're going to have that same timing on this second map. I think they're going to have a much better timing and a much better dive on the first start.
I think they got to get on Shu in the back or Patafan when he's out. He's cut out. That is their key. Kaluj goes in deep.
Wait, Kevster can die early. Oh, but no.
Get Kaluj though. Kaluj bobbled a little early and took a lot of damage. Kevster just cleaning up. The thing is, they're forcing Finn's fade, and then they can't do anything about it. That's why their counter dive was working so well, as Finn had his resources plus Kylo's resources plus Violet's resources to stay alive. Doesn't seem to be having that anymore. The Moira fade is really good, but Kevster is able to force those out.
Shock's being aggressive.
They're going for fights. They just want to. They want to try to make something happen.
Sam's probably dead there, but
Sam's dead, yeah.
I still think they have the opportunity to win the team fight because they did get Soldier right away.
And it's looking tough, especially with these bio nades from Shu. Finn is having a tough time healing, but he's so close to the coalescence of the Reiner.
Yeah, honestly, right now, I think just having Ana is a huge difference right now.
Yep. I think I mentioned this before, like weeks ago, but I thought Ana was the best support in the game by far.
Oh yeah, that was before even the patch. I know. Yeah, it's like
because Moira's you know used to be the big thing of Moira was you get coalescence so fast. Shu beat Finn to coalescence, and Nano is way stronger than coalescence, so tough to say. The big Nano onto Reiner. They're layered both support ults to try to win this fight.
Huge pulse bomb though by Proper.
Need to win this fight, yes. Shock need to win this fight.
I think they're gonna have this team fight, and honestly, they were able to stay multiple ults if they do. If they lose this,
they need to win this fight right here.
They got it. They got it
right now. Okay.
Yeah,
it gives
them an extra opportunity.
Yeah, it gives them time.
Here's
Even
the
if Shock lose a fight, they still have enough time for at least a fight and a half.
I don't know if they'd be aggressive with Blade. I think they have to be aggressive to get the Soldier first. Because Soldier can... Maybe not. Maybe they can be aggressive with Blade on the Soldier. As long as they time it with Winston. The Gladiators want to take a really fast fight. They like, no, we're not going to give them opportunity to buy time. They want to go right in. I don't know if they're going to use Blade or not. I think they might save it because they have Soldier out.
Here comes.
Here it goes.
That's exactly what you needed.
Great job.
That is the best thing you could have asked for.
Yep. And the Soldier
gets
does
two. They used Visor and they used Pulse Bomb.
Yep.
That is a complete difference maker. That changed
the
whole fight and the whole ult economy. Look at Shock's ult economy.
Oh, absolutely.
They have Pulse Bomb and they have Primal, and then they'll have both support ults again. That literally closes out the map if they hit these ultimates.
They did a good job seeing where Soldier was at. Once they did, they knew they could Blade because that Soldier could counter that, but Soldier wasn't there.
Watch Reiner's Primal. And that is if Reiner hits a good Primal here, it's going to be a totally different game. But if Shock hit it first, this is a win. Doesn't hit the Pulse Bomb. That's okay, though. The difference makers are these Primals. Oh. Keeps him out of the fight just long enough. Shock is playing way more for time right here, and they have the Coalescence up. They're going to get aggressive with the Coalescence. Kaluj is going to go aggressive here. Oh, they layer the beat, so Kaluj doesn't die.
They flipped the point, though.
Yeah, oh, that's actually pretty big. That's actually massive. That just changed the they don't have another fight now. Actually, they do. They have one more fight, but it's a little bit rushed. So they need a cap right now, like this second. Okay, so you know what? Actually, now Glads is in overtime spawns, technically, because it's over the 85%. But still, though, this is last fight situation.
It's at like a unique spot. And what he means by that is there's a certain point or percentage you want to where you'll get like a spawn back.
They have Nano. It's Nano and Kevster's Pulse Bomb is their play here.
Kevster might die there.
Oh, but Kevster might die. Oh, they get him!
Huge job, huge dive. They might trade with Sam, though.
They keep Finn up. Sam goes for Sam gets two. Oh my god.
Wait a second. They know Reiner doesn't have ult either.
They need to get Reiner. They need to get Reiner right now. He's just
I'm gonna be
away.
honest with you, that Pulse Bomb to get rid of the bubble right away is actually huge. With the way Winston Bubble is right now, that's huge for Shock.
They need to get Reiner right now. Reiner needs to die.
Not even close to ult yet.
They come back on the Moira. Oh, here comes Sim's Blade. They know they need to kill Reiner. They're literally going for nothing else. Oh, he stalled out for so long. They don't touch. They don't touch though. Reiner was the one that was doing all the work there, so he stepped off. And they didn't have anybody come to touch. I think Kevster was too low. and blinked away, and maybe a little bit of miscommunication on the point touch from the Glads. But you take those.
And now we go to Control Center, and there it is.
Oh.
Gladiators going with the Doomfist.
It's
comp.
the Doomfist pick versus.
I don't think Shock mirrors it. I think Shock is going to stay in this comp.
But they're going with the Echo. They're going with the Echo. There it is.
But look at Gladiators. They're running Reaper.
True. But remember, Shock ran Reaper on that first map, and it did not work out for them. I think that maybe they've recognized that Sam is a good Echo. They don't want to go for the Reaper comp again, and they're gonna try to be their own aggressive style here. So here we go. Genji Reaper versus Tracer Echo. Doom versus Winston. This is not even close to a mirror matchup. I'm excited.
I wonder if they're playing that Echo comp to play more defensive with that and then get aggressive right after.
Yes, I think you're completely right on that one.
But you would think you want to be aggressive? Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They're playing further back because they know that they want to. Oh, so that more looks like a. They forced out. They forced out Luge. Or Chip.
Yep. The Echo actually can fly away from the Doomfist very easily, so it removes somebody that Reiner can really deal with.
They gotta pick on Ana.
That's huge.
I think they get this
Sam's going for the focusing beam. Doom is one. The Echo pick is actually 5-head because the Doom has nobody to punch.
Everybody
on the
can
wall.
disengage.
Violet's on the wall. Finn has Fade. Echo's too high. You're not hitting proper. So you can only punch Kaluja. Kaluja will take those punches any day.
And we were talking about ults all the whole time. Both teams have ults going to this first team fight. Well, the second one, which is rare.
I think that they're probably going to look for the nano on Kevster, but I think Finn is at Coalescence. They're going to go aggressive with. They lose one. Oh, a little bit late. But it forces the Glads to use beat. Actually, both sides use beat.
They can kill Ana. They can trade Ana right now.
They got the Ana pick. That's massive. I think they can get Reiner here. They might be able to get Reiner here. Reiner's one. Oh, Reiner's so low. But they're not committing for him. Kaluja's actually doing a great job of keeping them off from flipping point. So even though the Shock don't look great in this fight, they are still holding. And they flip.
They forced out ult.
That's fine. That's Blade. That was Doom ult. They've swapped off the Ana pick to Moira now. I wonder if you see Proper actually get more, or Kaluj maybe get more work done. Wait, they don't have Sleep Dart for Kaluj. This is Kaluj's time to shine.
Not wrong. They have Echo ult. Who do they go with?
Maybe watch for the Reaper. Watch for the Reaper.
Yeah.
They completely survived the Death Loss, which is huge. Echo looks like he's about to have, or Sam looks like he's about to have ult. Oh, didn't get it off in time. But Kaluj gets the kill on Patathan. They're up one.
Being aggressive.
The Echo Beam. Now, remember, don't forget, I don't think blocks Echo Beam. So he still takes the damage from it. So they blow up Reiner right there. I think they're going to flip the fight here.
No, they are. That was such a good play by Sam to go to not die to that ultimate, and rather than save the ult. Look at the ults now. Look at. I mean, this is. We have now almost had.
They swapped the Reaper too. No more Tracer. So they actually have the Reaper pick, which apparently it looks like it's pretty strong, even though before they decided to opt off of it.
Oh no.
Ooh, they get Proper, but they might be able to outlast. But both beats come out here.
I don't know what happens here because I
have no clue.
I think they just
goes down. Yeah, I think they lose this fight. I think they're looking to just.
But they forced out Blade.
Wait, Kevster Blades?
That is huge for them.
That is huge for them, actually. Look at how scrappy this fight is.
Kevster wasn't looking for a huge game-defining Blade anyway without a nano behind it.
This is some of the best Overwatch I've ever seen. Like, no joke. This is incredible.
We have both tank ults coming up. We also have Echo ult coming up, and Reaper's very close. I mean, right now, Shock has an advantage. 100% has an advantage.
The tech! The bounce tech! Oh my god, catches Sam with the bunny hop! Oh my god, that tech right there was
But wait,
crazy.
they trade 2 kills.
Finn, wait, Kalush, Finn, and Violet are actually rolling in the backline. Reiner looks like he was getting the most done. The camera crew was even bamboozled. They had no idea that Kalush and Violet and Finn were off killing the rest of the Glads by themselves.
I think they get this. I think we're coming down to one last team fight across the board.
Glads are in overtime spawns now. So
No, this is last team fight.
This is gonna be last team fight, and look at the ults.
Oh
the ults.
my! Across the board.
Sam is probably. I think they're gonna have double Reaper ult. They're gonna go for the clone on the Reaper. Reaper ult coalescence, and then get a second Reaper ult. That's their play. They're already going for it. They're already going for it. We've got the double Reapers going. Here comes the first one. The first Reaper ult goes off and forces Cole and forces out Beat. Proper still has his. Here comes Propers. Proper gets one, gets two, gets three.
I think Shock gets this.
Oh my god.
They did it perfectly.
That was
the reverse sweep.
That was as good as it fucking gets.
What can I
Holy
say?
shit.
Once OBS Junkrat joined during Midtown, we knew Shock was going to win this series.
Oh my god.
We knew.
What a flip. What a reverse sweep by Shock.
What a game.
This Shock team is built different.
Yup.
You know, last year we saw this a lot where Shock were afraid to swap comps mid-game, and like they looked like they made a game plan at the beginning and they were like sticking to it no matter what. This Shock team does not follow that. They swap on the fly and they're constantly making adjustments. And that double Reaper ult by Sam and Proper was magnificent. That was
what
6 head.
A matchup. Like straight up.
I think we need W's in the chat. Nothing but W's for the next minute.
What a matchup.
Also, I'm probably gonna get talked to because I swear it on. Oops. I'm sorry, Corey. I was just excited.
I think he's gonna.
I know, but you know, well, I still have the airtime, so people don't, you know, maybe take my side on it.
You're good to go. You're good to go. What a match. What a match. What can we say? What can we say? From the moment they started to change up their play style, those adjustments they made, they were having some. It was difficult for a while, but then they made that change on Route 66. I don't know if that's their set strat, but either way. If it was a perfect map because it looked like they made adjustments on that one. And it was great. They had Ash. They went Brig. They won that first map. Then they went to Push. They made that really smart strat to back off the point. Went into the third match here, lost the first round, but it was because of just a simple timing. They're going to look at that and go, you know what? We just got to make sure we time that better.
I knew Shock were going to win because I saw Bad Pachimari tweeted about Glads being up 2-0 and things are good. I knew it was over at that point. Reverse sweep was on the way.
What I will say is this.
Someone gave bits for TTS, but we got swapped off. Get rolled.
What a matchup. Honestly, what an awesome these co-streams have been awesome.
That was a Tingles one. I haven't had Tingles watching Overwatch League in a long time.
What a matchup. Like to be able to just watch that and call that and see that, like that was just what a game. I think we'll probably have Corey join us here because Corey usually comes in and we'll say something.
What's the over/under I get lectured?
Corey is gonna be smiling. He's gonna be
actually,
excited.
it's a win, so it's fine. I'm gonna get away with it.
Yeah. Give him a second here. He'll be joining us shortly.
Okay.
He's excited. We'll let Corey introduce himself every time. We're gonna have that done every time, or Corey has to.
We're gonna make him do it every time.
Every single time.
All right, works for me.
Yep. So make sure to. Oh, we can hear you, but you got it.
Hello?
Wait, do you?
His voice is from the great beyond. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Hello?
No, we can hear you.
I hear voices.
I'm so excited.
Oh, there we go.
Now do you see how red I am? Look at this. This is bad. Oh.
Everybody, this is Corey. This is where Corey introduces himself.
What's up, everybody? My name is Corey, Vice President of the San Francisco Shock. And what the did we just watch? What happened?
I mean, like I said, from the moment OBS Junkrat connected in on Midtown,
Yep.
you could tell that was going to be a 3-2 victory for Shock. We knew it.
The catalyst.
Every time.
Wow.
What a match.
Dude.
First of all, Gladiators were great showing by the Gladiators too. They played amazing. They are looking good.
Yeah, Kevster
Yep.
had the birthday buff going on. Like they were feeling themselves from what I've heard, from the Scrimbuck scene. Gladiators is pretty nasty. And you want an exclusive? We'll call it a Corey exclusive. Proper last night was throwing up. Dude was sick. He got food poisoning or something. And we weren't going to use it as canon or storyline or no excuses or nothing. But now that he won, I just wanted to say that wasn't even proper at 100%. That was sick proper.
Yeah, debuff.
He was
I hope he's feeling
debuffed.
better.
Oh, I bet he's feeling fine after that. Did you see the celebration?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Didn't see much. They all just disappeared.
Yeah. It went to one camera. It was just like...
Everyone just gone. I was like, all right.
Bro. We were in I was in chat with social media team. It's like, I get to see the secret sauce of Sen and Taylor throwing together all the memes. And we were honestly had the white flag ready. We were like, okay, we're going to lose. We're going to put out something that's like, I hate to be the next team we play because we know we're going to smash the Titans. So like we were coming up with the plans, and then the boys get the big reverse sweep against the one of the best teams in the league. Like their record may not show it, but trust me, I think Gladiators is top 3 easy.
Meanwhile, Flats and I, we knew it was going to be a 3-2 victory for Shock. We weren't. We were saying it every map, and there it was.
I just said it. I said it was 3-2 early. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
he
there
did.
It is.
I'll forgive anything Flats may or may not have said. I have ears in places. I get to see and I hear everything, Flats. But as my brother in Reinhardt, look, I got a Reinhardt tattoo. Did you know that? Yeah.
Wait, no, I didn't. Wait, what?
No, he does.
Wait,
the Reinhardt
what?
hammer. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I got it. I got
no
it.
idea you had that.
I got it for my daughter.
Sick.
Yeah. But see,
Oh, heck
man,
yeah.
Reinhardt brother. That's why I love Flats so much, because he's a Reinhardt believer. So now you gotta be a Shock believer, bro. That was craziness. I'm blown away.
That was a nuts match.
This team is so good.
I mean, when you win matches like that, that's only going to increase their confidence too, because those are difficult matches, right? When you play in those matches, they're going to be like, okay, we can win anything.
Yeah,
We can win any of these matches. So,
Hey,
what an unbelievable match.
this team is peaking. Like, if you guys have not seen the Aftershock documentary that we posted on the San Francisco Shock YouTube channel last week, it's like good. Like, I'm not just tooting my own horn, but this is Scorsese shit. These guys are insane. You really get to see their personalities. They talk about, the sadness of losing Super, which was really heartfelt. Like, I was really surprised, because when we first started that series, Violet was the hardest to get emotion out of. Like, he would only say 2 or 3 words. He wasn't very confident, but now he's like the leader. I couldn't get him to shut up. And then when we started talking about Super, like, he really brought it out, some emotion and stuff. So I was really proud of the guys laying it out there, helping tell the story of the season. So that's the way to watch it, everybody. Aftershock 2022 on the SF Shock YouTube channel. Good, must watch, Netflix quality.
Do we like to hear? What a match.
Yeah, this is like that downtime when you start decompressing. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I
Yeah.
need snack.
Yep. Yep.
Speaking of snacks, AM, PM. I don't know. You got to start to steal from your show, Emongg. You can go ahead and end it now if you want.
Well, I mean, no, that's fine. I mean, this is great. So, for anybody who enjoyed the co-streams, make sure to sub to the Shock channel so you can see when we go live next, which will be next Friday at 6 p.m. We have Shock going up against the Vancouver Titans, which I think will be...
It'll be
You know,
something.
I'm looking forward to the match. I'm looking forward to the match. And I just like any Shock co-stream, we've been having a good time with it. You'll see us again here. Flats will be there. It'll be 6 p.m. Friday next week.
Wait, 6 p.m. Why are they playing
6 p.m.
games that
Eastern.
late?
6 p.m. Eastern, that's the last match of the day.
But it's San Francisco Shock. You got the West Coast, Best Coast thing,
3 p.m. Pacific,
Thank
6
you.
p.m. Eastern.
There we go.
We'll see you then. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. That we always end this one on this one. I'm Jeff.
I'm also Jeff.
And I'm happy to be here.
There at the camera.